Live here from the gates of Orgrimmar, we are coming down with another edition of Warcraft 3 Evolution Fun KFC KungFu Cup Tournament / Showcase Tournament. I am your overlord, Yakush Helzakurim, and with me to join to look at the finest warriors of the Horde, we have War Chief Light _VIP. How you doing?
What are you trying to sound like? What are you?
That's my best Chris Metzen.
God damn it. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. As Yaku mentioned, we are here with the second edition of the 2025 KungFu Cup number 2, Warcraft 3 Evolution. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We've been causing plenty of StarCraft Evolution, of course. That is, of course, a blending of Brood War and SC2 facing off against each other. But here we are back. We are live with Warcraft 3 versus StarCraft.
I intentionally ignored all the VODs and all the videos. I saw Hearthstone posted a couple of videos about Warcraft 3. I was like, I want to watch them, but I also want to go into this blind. So I want to experience the discovery.
Exactly.
With all of you.
Exactly. Unfortunately, we missed out on Yaku last week for the first edition of this event, and honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We were able to feature Hearthstone as well. He was actually competing in that, but he's here for the second edition. And Yaku, of course, we bring him in because he is an expert at all things Warcraft. You know, he has, I believe, not just played through the first mission, but the entirety of the human campaign has been completed by Yaku. And likewise, he's also very well versed in Warcraft lore videos.
Stratholme. And I'm pretty sure that's what they ended the human campaign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So clearly,
you know, he got Frostmourne off screen.
Yeah. Oh, that's in Frozen. Oh no, actually, yeah, end of. Yeah, it's fine. Look, Lore Master Yaku, way good to go, Pat. Way good to go.
Yeah. You became 75 years old off screen.
Exactly. When it comes to this event, of course, for those that are curious, Warcraft 3 has been implemented, has been brought into StarCraft. I believe all the assets or the mods were actually introduced into StarCraft a couple of years ago, and this mod has been created. Likewise, just like with StarCraft Evolution, it is being adjusted, is being balanced to compete and play against StarCraft. But this mod takes it one step further, which personally, I feel like is maybe a little bit too much because it's a lot to try to balance. But it is Warcraft 3 versus StarCraft in the sense that players, they can pick SE2 races, they can also pick Brood War races as well. Yeah. It's going to be a lot to keep track of. It's going to... Oh boy.
Wait, so can you still have SC versus SC2? Or is it only StarCraft universe versus Warcraft universe?
Look, we're gonna find out together, Yaku. We're
gonna.
Right. I'm pretty sure we did cast Max Packs last week playing a Warcraft 3 versus Warcraft 3 match. But it's also possible that yes,
but on a StarCraft map, so
yeah,
you know, no woods and forests to chop down.
Okay, it was actually pretty good. It was on El Dorado. It was actually pretty good. But yeah, regardless, we're jumping into our first series here. Our first match is going to be YoungYakov versus Chase.
Beautiful. Well, I was going to say two old guards, but you know, YoungYakov is quite a bit younger. Well, I say that, but I feel like playing SC Evo and Warcraft Evo ages you rapidly. much like grabbing Frostmourne ages you 50 years.
I don't think you remember what happened when he grabbed Frostmourne. I don't know if you know that. I don't. I know. It's fine. We'll get to the Warcraft 3 campaign after we finish Brood War. We'll get there.
Beautiful.
All right, let's jump into our first series here. Again, YoungYakov is unaware or unfamiliar. He is typically a pro Zerg player from the CIS region. Shall say he is, of course, one of the big commentators in SC Boy. He is the co-commentator to F91, but did compete in Warcraft 3 back in the day.
Yeah, infamously a very big fan, or not. No, yes, a very big fan of those sour pickle balls. If you want to differentiate Salsa from F91.
Uh-huh. There you go. As Yaku, why don't you take it away?
Yes. I could hear the rooster from Warcraft 3, and also there's the day-night cycle. Oh, it actually implemented a lot of stuff. Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Regardless, here we're going to be spotting and kicking it off on Amygdala, where I think my UI actually gets in the way a little bit, so we'll figure out something later online. But regardless, in the top right-hand corner map, spotting all the way, in the top right, we have a blue Terran player coming out from the CIS region. We have YoungYakov, KungFu Cup champion.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the human player, the Chinese red human. It is Xiaose.
And I think that was one of your big criticisms, like, from the last time you casted this. No orcs.
Yes. I mean, we'll get into it, but I guess for last week, for the previous edition of this tournament, it was almost purely human. Like everyone was playing the human race. We had Loliet, who actually did play a little bit of Night Elf, so we saw a little bit of Night Elf as well, but mainly human from like MacSed, YoungYakov, Xiaose, like even Loliet as well. Like everyone was playing human, and then we looked into it, and they are considered to be one of the stronger races currently in the mod.
Alliance scum.
There you go.
Humans and night elves. All right, okay.
True. The bias is real. No, but I don't know if you can see here the way that the resources are spread out. Minerals are basically lumber. They're the equivalent to lumber, so you can see the workers mining through and gathering lumber from the minerals. And of course, the gas geysers are gold mines that, of course, are being mined through as well.
I see. Right, so... yeah, obviously it'd be difficult to implement lumber in a map like StarCraft 2. Obviously, in Warcraft, the way it works is it's just all over the map, and you send your peons out to collect them. Kind of difficult to balance that on StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1 maps.
Oh yeah, can be quite.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the closest equivalent we've had is probably the Fruitland map from way back in the day, but yeah. Even then, it's. Even then, it's like the minerals you get from clearing the fruit were bonuses and not what you want to be relying on.
Exactly. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but now we're kind of reaching the creeping phase here. We have our first hero of choice from Xiaose. He is going for the Archmage. The Archmage has been chosen here, mainly the Spellcaster. And when it comes to the bases, if you didn't notice, as we're clearing up all this creep, if you notice the human to the Warcraft 3 side of the map, there are some bases that otherwise should have minerals and gas that don't. Instead, they were replaced by these creeps, by these taverns, and kind of shop places as well, where you can buy items instead. So you actually expand less as the Warcraft 3 player because you get more resources from your gold mines and your lumber, of course, and instead you can kind of like farm items by sniping these units instead.
I was wondering how they would implement that, because I know that like a very legitimate strategy in Warcraft 3 is just playing around, centered around the hero unit and just trying to build them to be as strong as possible.
Oh yeah. And speaking of, we already have an early rush here. We have our 4 footmen with diving into the bunker. Bunker is going to be tonight. There's no salvage, of course, and YoungYakov is already in a bit of trouble here. The early rush is getting a bit out of hand.
All right, man with gun versus man with sword. Who's going to win?
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but likewise, Warcraft 3 units are very tanky. They're very tanky. There's a lot of HP.
A lot of health.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that was intentional game design after StarCraft came out. They realized that StarCraft very fast-paced, and so they wanted Warcraft 3 to be a little bit more slower paced. I think Moon, the pro gamer, actually discussed it a little bit back in the day, which is part of why he preferred Warcraft 3 to StarCraft.
Yeah, well, for Warcraft 3, you just have less units, right? You just have less units overall. You have your hero, as you mentioned, right, that you're kind of centralized around. So because there are less units for Warcraft 3, they have to be more powerful, and they do. Like, they hit a lot harder, they're more tankier as well, and you have to try to overwhelm that kind of army, as already we try to push our way forward. We do go for the elemental over the wall as well, but it is going to be going down, and so far, YoungYakov, he's at least defending on one base.
Interesting choice there from Salsa, but yeah, it didn't quite end up working well for him in the end. And I guess that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. Just as I go back to Salsa's base and being attacked by rogues, you do have to keep in mind that as a Warcraft 3 player, you're going to have to deal with these creeps a lot more than the StarCraft player.
Exactly. As there are no creeps on the SE2 side of the map as well, like bear that in mind. And there's also like situations where we've seen if a player is creeping, if the Warcraft 3 player is like trying to deal with a mercenary camp, like the SE2 player can come in and try to like work together with the mercenary camp and try to like snipe some units and maybe go for the hero. Like that dynamic is also going to be available here, so you have to be very careful. As we can see, you can actually click on the hero and you can see that we are gathering items so far, nothing too crazy. There is a potion of invulnerability, so we'll have to keep an eye on that to see when and where that is going to be utilized. Likewise, there's also a scroll of town portal. Basically, the hero has a recall, an AoE recall for the rest of the arc.
I actually can't mouse over all of the units that the hero has.
Okay, yeah. We'll fix up the UI after the game. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, we got a wall of bunkers coming in here. Salsa just relentless with his rushes. He's playing the humans, but he feels like he's using an undead strategy.
Yes, he does break down the first bunker, second bunker on the way. Some of the foam are not going down, but this army is heavily overstimmed. There's no medevacs.
There are absolutely no medevacs. I feel like you can tell that YoungYakov just typically play Terran because of that. As GG, Salsa going to be taking game number 1.
GG, well played. Yeah, YoungYakov, unfortunately, he was actually setting up, I believe, a 4 racks behind it. He did delay his factory and delayed his starport, and alas, he could not stop the onslaught of Xiaose. GG takes the first game.
Yeah. Archmage putting in work.
Does put in work. When it comes to the UI, Yaku, if you check your, if you go to your settings, if you check the replay UI, switches to default. Unfortunately, we tried out some of the other UIs and they didn't really work too well. So default UI is what we're using at the moment. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky like that. And as you mentioned, like with the other UIs, you actually can't.
Back,
for sure.
At
But
the end of the cast.
With the other UI, you actually can't see like the items, right? Like you can't see the inventory of the hero.
Yeah. But that's on-the-fly learning. We're figuring this out. Got our add-ons in.
Yeah. So we'll go. Yeah, Xiaose does take a lead. And again, he's one of those players that is pretty well versed in Warcraft 3. But YoungYakov, now it's his turn to play around with his Warcraft 3 race.
Oh, there we go. I was assuming we were going to do SC Evo rules where the loser picks the universe.
Yeah, I think that might be the case here as well. I mean, we're about to find out. We're about to load in and find out what the hell is going to be going on and who's going to play what.
Yeah, maybe some orcs, you know.
For you, Yaku, I hope we see at least one player play orc today. I hope so. Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's not orcs, but it's at least horde related. I don't like the undead actually. So. But regardless, we are coming in to not El Dorado, but the other map, Ley Lines, which is a very fitting term, I think, for Warcraft 3. We are spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way to the top right. We have our blue undead player coming down from the land of the CIS region. We have a Firegrow Cup champion rocking Terran in the last game and overstimming, but I think that was intentional because, you know, that means he has more undead to raise now. We have YoungYakov.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Zerg player, the Brood Wars Zerg player from land of China. It is Xiaose. Oh boy, and I'll be honest, Yaku, this is the first time that I'm seeing undead being played. Like I saw again last week, it was exclusively either human or a little bit of night elf, nothing else, no orc, no undead. So this is gonna be my first time as well.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're about to find out what the undead really are capable of here. I'm trying to remember what the hero units for undead are. I think one of them is Kelthus Ad.
Yeah, you can actually see who. Yeah, you can click on the altar. You can hover over, and we're summoning a Lich right now. So we're going for, yeah, as you mentioned, like the Kelthus Ad or the Lich hero initially here for YoungYakov. Likewise, is just saturating his base as we speak.
Oh. Yeah, now that I have the default UI, I can mouse over what you can get. You can get Death Knight, that's 75-year-old Arthas. You can get a Dreadlord, and you can get a Crypt Lord, that's a Nubarak.
Yeah, exactly. He's the lung.
One of the best tanks and heroes of the storm.
I like how that's how you know him. You're like, he's from Heroes.
I'm actually not kidding. I actually base a lot of my opinions on Warcraft characters based on how they are in Heroes of the Storm. That's why to this day I despise Kael'thas. Like, I've watched his lore videos, I've seen his stories and like TFT and what's it called? The WoW expansion, Burning Crusade. You're never gonna make me like Kael'thas. Fuck that guy. He just sends out a bomb and you lose half your health.
True. Smurge.
And yeah, meanwhile though, we're focusing a lot on YoungYakov's side of the map, obviously, as you know, we're very curious to see what the undead are capable of, but I just realized this. Salsa is playing StarCraft 1 Zerg.
Yeah, Brutal Zerg. Yeah, he's playing Brutal Zerg right now. He's getting his Minecraft up and running. We do have our initial Lich actually moving out across map. Interesting choice, where essentially we are skipping the creep camp here on the low ground, and instead we're just rushing across the map.
Yeah, which I feel like this is much more of an undead thing, or yeah, much more of an undead strategy than a human strategy, and I have to imagine it'll work a lot better here for YoungYakov.
Yeah, the
huge bomb.
Yeah, Frost Nova goes off. Lings, they get shut down. We have more Lings on the way, and we are just completely bypassing the sunken colonies.
Yeah, kind of a downside with Brute War Zergs. You can't really reposition them. We are seeing a little bit of drone.
Oh my god!
Drone shielding, but the drones also do line up massively. We see a massive Frost Nova on top of basically half the mineral line. YoungYakov not quite able to clean them up, but they're still very vulnerable.
And you haven't seen it yet, and I'm sure we will at some point here tonight, but there's a reason why YoungYakov didn't play Zerg and he played Terran instead. Mate, against human, if the human opens up Mountain King, which is Muradin, Thunderclap is an AoE around that hero and it one-shots Lings, mate. It's it's crazy. It's like a massive Baleen that like detonates around him. It's insane.
Just like heroes.
Oh no. As the main base is forfeit, pushing down once again, trying to get past the sunken colonies. Once again, gets into the mineral line. Oh, the Nova.
Yeah, I was gonna say this time he is a little bit trapped, but that was a massive Frost Nova. They didn't quite one-shot all of the Lings, but close enough. Two-shot the Lings.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, shall say he's denied mining here at the natural, as you mentioned, because it's Brutal Zerg, no queens, right? There's no queens to defend, only sunken colonies, and they can't do anything here.
Yeah, all of them are just standing in the front, waiting to be able to attack something. Finally going to be able to attack some of these acolytes.
Yeah,
and ghouls, but
yeah, and again, the acolytes are only there to tank, by the way. Like they're just there to help protect, to soak damage, to try to reduce surface area on that Lich. Shall say at least has one base mining here at the third, but we do have reinforcements on the way. More acolytes just gonna be rallying across the map.
Yeah, actually, the majority of them are surviving. I was gonna say, you know, they are getting caught up in these creeps, you know, a little bit of a misrally, but I don't think it matters that much in the end. They're just taking shots left and right.
Yeah, exactly, and they will try to break through these Lings. It looks like head-to-head, the acolytes are actually barely coming. Oh, no, they're gonna be cleaned up. Yeah, they're gonna be shut down. We'll reduce some mining time here, but they are cleaned up here at the third. Meanwhile, here comes the Lich. Up.
Oh, it's low on health. It's low on health. It has a Scroll Town portal, but I don't think it has enough breathing room to actually go back home and huff.
Oh, exactly, and it looks like he will be able to. There it is, Will Town portal away. Will barely survive, will barely escape. Likewise, still have the one ghoul in the main base, and from here, we're in a kind of weird position where shall say he's on barely one base mining. He's got 9 workers at the natural, 9 workers at the third base, so he has an economy to work with, but no gas.
Huh. Yeah, all he can really make right now are Lings. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can counterattack. For the time being, back at home, we do see that at least the Lich did survive. Oh, the ghouls, they can eat the dead bodies. Oh, look.
Oh.
It's eating.
Yeah, he's munching. He's like a defiler.
Yeah. Like a viper.
Yeah. Sucking on that juice.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, as once again we do see we're trying to take those gold mines here. Lings, they will deny one of those bases, but again we have to respect it with the Frost Novas once again, mate. It just shuts the Lings down so hard.
Yeah, a little bit of a split though.
Yeah.
Coming up from Salsa this time, so not as many Lings are cutting up the Frost Nova as it could. Still plenty of them survive and are able to continue harassing.
Exactly. As once again, we do see YoungYakov rushing right down mid. Is able to purchase at least an item, I believe, at the tavern here. So he has some units to work with. He actually has a Rod of Necromancy, so he actually summoned some skeletons here from some corpses.
Oh. From Zerg corpses even?
I don't know if Zerglings leave corpses. That's a good question. But I'm not so certain they do. I think it has to be like a Warcraft 3 unit that leaves a corpse. But I could be wrong.
I don't think you can select that on the ground over there.
If you could, though, that'd be crazy.
Imagine undead Lings and undead Hydras.
Oh, he can! He did it! Okay, yeah, there you go. So the dead bodies that are left over by these things, they can be morphed into the skeletons.
Alright, the Lings and the Hydras, yeah, they look... It's a very weird mental image admittedly to see a skeleton, like a bipedal skeleton, just walk out from a Zergling, but...
It's fine, it's fine.
Don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah, it's all good. As once again, the Frost Nova actually does quite well against the Hydras as well, and if you saw, but again, the Hydras, they are, a little bit more fragile here. We don't quite have the mana for another Frost Nova, not yet.
Yeah, but we're getting there. Din Frostfire is the name of this Lich, I just realized that. Yeah, the hero units do get names.
They do. They get their own names, which is cute. Oh my god, as the second hero has right, we have I almost said Dreadnought. We have our Dreadlord. Jesus.
Yeah, Bleak Kill. So they're not quite Mal'Ganis, but close enough.
Yeah, so once again another Frost Nova goes. Oh my god. The Frost Nova goes off. Likewise the Carrion Swarm as well. And the Hydras, they just cannot really engage this head on. So many Hydras going down.
I can only wonder how APM intensive it is to micro these two hero units at the same time, but when you pull it off, you get the Frost Nova Carrion Swarm combo, it is absolutely worthwhile.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the third base goes down. Now at least Shalset can defend at the natural due to all those sunken colonies, but has to work with them is the problem here. He has to fall back as more sunken colonies are finishing up.
Yeah, he has these two bases up and running, and they're pretty secure, but he's not going to have a third anytime soon. On the flip side of that, YoungYakov hasn't really been able to expand that much either.
Yeah, exactly. But as we were kind of mentioning before, as a Warcraft 3 player, you don't need that many bases. I mean, if you look at his side of the map, he only has a 2-base economy, as in he can't, like, how does he take a third? Like, the third base is way out in the open here, and again, like a 2-base setup can actually sustain you for quite a bit here, and you can stay on a low worker count as well. It's a very different kind of economy here for the Warcraft player.
Yeah, it's not all about just building as many units as possible. We have a meat wagon!
Ah!
Thanks. Yeah. But worse.
I mean, yeah,
he's helping. Yeah, he's helping and he can move, but yeah, no AoE damage, unfortunately.
Yeah, single target instead as we are working our way through. Once again, just trying to gather up more of that experience here, leveling up the heroes. Likewise, as one army moves out, the Ling Hydra does slip by.
Yeah, YoungYakov a little bit distracted by the creeps over here by the rich Vespine base, and it's giving Salsa a little bit of room to dive in and not get any harassment damage done as the Frost Nova makes very short work of this Ling army. Yeah,
like there are certain units, there are certain heroes that just have some crazy AoE damage like that, and like the value, the efficiency is insane, especially against units like Lings and Hydras. So alas shall say, he's vulnerable to that. Behind this, how do we deal with that? Spire is on the way.
Can you imagine we can get Yudas?
Oh no.
Undead Ultra.
Yo, I mean, we're talking about the mutas and talking about like how they could perform well. We have like crit fiends already here for our undead player, for YoungYakov. They can actually like web the mutas to the ground.
It's a funny mental image. I think that was in one of the co-op commanders has something like that, right?
Yeah. I think so.
The ability that basically grounds air units.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of a phoenix.
Yeah, they don't lift.
Uh-huh.
They drag.
Exactly. I believe that has to be researched, but if it is going to be researched, then yeah, we're going to have an answer at least to those mutas. As we say that, we have 13 mutas on the way, going to be making their way across the map, and so far unscattered as well. And shall say, now that he's gotten some breathing room, he's been able to expand.
Yeah, double expand even. That's why he was being so active with these lings. Even though they weren't getting too much damage done, they are keeping YoungYakov in his side of the map. And now the mutas are coming in.
Yeah, the mutas, they are amassing. They're looking for a way in. Likewise, YoungYakov pushing to the center of the map as well. Once again, just kind of working his way through. He does have some potions of invulnerability on his Lich, so his Lich will have that available to him if he so wishes. Mutas actually go for a big counterattack.
Spirit Tower being the only anti-air defense that YoungYakov has right now. Does he turn around? He does not. He will commit to his move out. We're going to have a bit of a pseudo-base trade. I say that as he also turns around. He's already dealt the damage he needs to get done.
Ooh, yeah, he is racing back home. Meanwhile, there's an Abomination as well in the mix. Likewise pushing through towards those sunken colonies, but does he have enough AoE here for the army, for the mutas?
Stitches. Yeah. Love to see it. Yeah, he's got a little bit of meta on his hero units, but
oh my god!
Actually, yeah, it's working out beautifully. Massive frost nova on top of this entire cloud of Mutalisk, and it doesn't take much for the Lich to just clean the rest up. Doesn't take much, but still not gonna be enough. Another massive frost nova will deal with the Lings, but there's just too much in the skies for Din Frostfire to deal with.
Yeah, he just used the potion of invulnerability, so he's invulnerable at the moment, so he will be able to escape. Another Nova goes off! Oh my god! Again, I wasn't sure if the Nova could actually hit units in the sky, but they can!
The Dreadlord is still alive?
Yeah.
Bleak kill, alright. Still alive, and now we got Duke Dreadmore, a Death Knight being thrown into the mix.
Oh, he's a Duke.
Yeah.
Let's go. But I think he may have teleported back home instead of being killed. I could be mistaken there. Regardless, we do manage to catch all the workers. Mineral Line just gets annihilated here. And alas, he's really pushing through. This army isn't quite big, but it's 3 heroes and Stitches me. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's enough for a raid. See 3 guys.
Yeah, there you go, another Frost Nova here. One-shotting drones at this point. The Mineral Line's going to be going down, but we need a Frost Nova here for the mutas. Oh my god, even for the Lings, Jesus.
Yeah, Frost Nova did just get used up on those Lings, and we don't really have enough mana remaining, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We have Death and Decay being thrown down.
Yeah,
that's a massive zoning ability.
Yeah, another big AoE. Likewise, Stitch is going to be going down. Another Frost Nova here on the mutas, and with that, GG gets called, and YoungYakov, he will tie up the series 1-1.
GG.
Whew. Oh my god. And again, I feel like so far you can see the power of these heroes and the power of their spells. Like they can make or break a fight. It's crazy. Or they can solo a fight as well, which I feel like we saw a couple of times.
Freaking Death Knights, man.
Or even the Lich mate. Like the Frost Novas were crazy. Like on the Lings, the Hydras, and on the mutas as well. Jesus.
They were, but Lich isn't a playable class, so the meme isn't as funny.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But GG, well played. We are now tied up, and we're going to be getting into our final game of the series here in the quarterfinals. Again, as a reminder, winner moves on to the semifinals, and we're going to be loading into Abyssal 3.
Oh, very fitting map, I think. Well, depending on what race we end up getting from the sided Warcraft player.
Yo, imagine if specifically on maps like Abyssal Reef, because there's a chance that units would float to the top, that it also like causes their corpse to float to the top, and you can't actually Can't actually use it. Sounds like a mechanic.
You summon the skeleton, and then they have to dive down again. They swim slowly.
They're like trying to swim back down. Like, oh no. Oh no. True. No, we can get creative.
Yeah. I was gonna start listing some potential undead Protoss units, but then I realized that's already canon. You already have undead Protoss units.
Yeah.
The Stalkers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Immortals and Dragoons.
Yep. Yeah. True.
Okay, well. And we're coming back once again, this time to Abyssal Reef, where over here in the bottom right hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right, we once again have our Warcraft 3 player, but this time rocking the humans, which is an interesting reversal, going from undead to human. But now, rocking the human units, we of course have our blue human. We have YoungYakov.
It does sound weird introducing them as like, oh, he's a human. Like, he is. Yeah. It's just a little bit weird.
You're not wrong, yeah.
As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Chinese Zerg player. I believe the brutal Zerg once again. It is Xiaose.
Yeah, Xiaose, quite a fan of Brutal Zerg, and I can't say I blame him too much. They do have the cooler Lings.
They do. They really do. They can stand up. And yeah, we do see YoungYakov mixing up here, and again, it was last week where we saw YoungYakov struggle against this hero on the way. It is, of course, Muradin, the Mountain King. Hold on, I got you. Hello?
Okay,
we're good.
Being got?
Yeah, just switch the Discord server. But yeah, we have Muradin on the way.
You said I got you after we were talking about Muradin coming on the way. I thought you were gonna grow a beard.
Oh no. God, no.
In between.
Not like this. As once again we're rushing across the map. We see YoungYakov, he's rallying his footmen across the map as we speak, going for the sunken colonies, and likewise Muradin is also going to be rallied across the map as well.
Slowly but surely. No queens, as once again this is the Blue War Zerg. So sunken colony already down to less than half health.
Yeah, exactly. Taking a lot of damage already. We have 3 more colonies on the way. Lings are in production as well. It looks like the first creep colony is going to fall, but there's 3 more behind this.
Bandits, Forge Fire, Muradin. It's making its way downtown. Oh, look at that. I just realized there's like ogre skulls in the back.
Yeah. Let's go. Good as skulls as he's moving out. Meanwhile, Lings are coming first round. It looks like the first. Ooh, as there we go. The first thunderclap gets thrown down. Only catching half of the Lings though.
It's actually a really short cooldown on thunderclap.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're just going straight up the ramp and into the main base. Try to take out as many units as we can with one shot the Lings once again.
This is what I mean, man. It's crazy. The thunderclap is insane. So you have to be so careful with your Lings, and you have to avoid the Mountain King, almost like a Bailing, if you will. He's going to be pushing in. He has 1 more thunderclap available. It's denying mining time here in the main base for the drones to escape.
Yeah, they are going back to mining, and so yeah, we still have a little bit of an economy here for Xiaose.
We do as another thunderclap goes off. Once again, Lings, they get shut down. Meanwhile, the Mountain King head towards the 3rd base instead, and the mineral line is looking very exposed.
I just love the graphic or the effect of thunderclap on the ground. Just literally, actually.
Like
there's yeah, ground's broken.
Oh yeah.
Heroes, it's just a little bit of lightning.
Yeah,
nice
Lings.
choke point here.
Yeah, so far there's no energy for a thunderclap. He has to wait a little bit longer. Oh, he gets surrounded. Up.
And I guess that's really the best way of doing this, as the Zerg player is to just overwhelm your opponent until they run out of mana. YoungYakov, though, he's recognized that, so he's going to scroll Town Portal home. I just realized I've been Control-Shift-Fing. I've been following Muradin this entire time and not moving my camera around.
You're like, he's the star of the show, mate. Just follow him around. That's all you got to do. That's true.
Thunderclap available, but you can see YoungYakov, he's being very careful not to waste it.
Yeah, exactly. He's holding on to that clap. Likewise, we do have some creeping actually aggroed on top of the king here. Has to pull away. Again, bearing in mind as well that the creep, and if you notice, they are not aggroed onto the SC2 units or the StarCraft units, only onto the Warcraft 3 units instead.
Yeah. StarCraft units are creeps confirmed.
True.
It's kind of weird using the word creeps in the context of this because we obviously still have Zerg creep, so
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like mercenary cans, Draenei, as the Draenei being cleaned up. You can see as well that like Shase was trying to bait out the thunderclap. Like a very delicate dance here is trying to be played where he's trying to force something out of his opponent, force out the clap. Oh, as it does go off and does catch most of the lings.
Yeah, a little bit of miscalculation there from Xiaosa. Which again, just like Banelings, right? You want to be sniping the Banelings of only a single Zergling of your own. You don't want to be running face first into them.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, Muradin, or the Mountain King, is now good to go. Looking to move out. He does have a potion of mana alongside him as well, so he will have an extra thunderclap if need be before moving out with his foot. And also, I see a second hero in production.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
It's your boy.
We have the Lightbringer himself.
Let's go.
Uther.
Yeah, we have a Paladin on the way, or Uther, if you will. Meanwhile, we just see Mountain King moving out, skirting around the edge.
Huh? Yeah, Uther, really hard to play. My contribution.
God damn it. Is he?
Oh, he has a really long cooldown, so.
Okay.
You gotta figure out how to use them, but they're really effective ones. Anyway, yeah, we have the human units moving into the Zerg. We're waiting, or rather YoungYakov is waiting, for a big surround so we can fully thunderclap, and we can get that effect. The entire Zerg army basically is forfeit, and now we're relying entirely on sunken colonies to defend.
Man, he clapped those lings, and he clapped those hydras as well. It was insane. Oh my god. He just completely shut them down. Boys are going to be pulled away. So far, the hydras are at least able to get some damage done here on the army. We're looking for another clap. Oh my god.
And dwarves, they clap Zerg. What can we say?
They clap everything, mate. Oh my god. At the same time, the Paladin is rallying across the map. Hopefully, YoungYakov does notice that he gets surrounded. Oh my god.
Yeah, only on level 1 though, without any items. So, yeah, this Paladin is very, very vulnerable. It's not going to be too useful. It has Devotion Aura as a passive, but I'm actually not sure what that does. As it's a bit of a strange localization here in the mod. Some of it is in English, some of it is in Korean, some of it is in Mandarin.
It's a little bit messy when it comes to some of the translations. But more importantly, Shase, who was able to catch reinforcements, right? He was able to catch the reinforcements. Likewise, and the Mountain King has to get the hell out of here, and there is no scroll of teleportation here on the Mountain King. YoungYakov is getting caught out. Oh!
Yeah, getting surrounded by lings and by ogres as well. No thunderclap. Muradin has died and immediately floats to the top. I was actually wondering if that was Abyssal Reef, but no, I think that's just what happens when the hero unit dies.
It is. Without Muradin here, the Ling Muta gets across the map. He will delay the CC, or delay the town hall, I should say. Uther is trying to race back home. He is out of position, and YoungYakov, I mean, there's not really much to defend back at home. He's forced to rally, and he won't be able to.
GG is called. Xiaosa going to be taking this game and taking the series 2-1. He is going to be the first. Gonna be taking the first victory with the StarCraft race, with a StarCraft race as well.
Yeah.
Oh, my Bluetooth is on.
GG, well played. Shase does take the series here, as you mentioned. The first win with the non-Warcraft 3 race. Clearly, I mean, Warcraft 3 races and the units are very strong and very powerful, but they can be overwhelmed. And again, part of that, of course, shout out to Xiaoxie for catching the reinforcements, for, of course, being able to even capitalize on some of the mercenary camps as well. As we were pointing out, we saw that Moradin did get caught out, to get surrounded. A little bit on YoungYakov as well, for being so brazen with that initial unit. Wasn't able to replenish that Scroll of Town portal. Was very aggressive, very dedicated move out, and got caught out, got surrounded.
Yeah, that's the secret, I guess, when you're playing Zerg, and again, very thematically fitting. You just want to overwhelm your opponents until they run out of mana, and you just keep on going. Xiaoxie kind of figuring out how to play Zerg against Warcraft races.
There you go. There you go. Since Tempest Keep was merely a setback. True, true. All the Warcraft, all of it. No.
You are not prepared.
You are not prepared. Let's go.
Wait, how's the copy pass to go? Energy. Mana. My people are addicted.
All the references. But here we go. We're going to be following Xiaoxie into the semifinals. And he's going to be going up against a player that we are quite familiar with here. Up next, we have Xiaoxie versus MacSed.
Yeah, Protoss player. Typically a Protoss player, which is why I'm especially excited. I brought this up several times in podcasts. The one thing I want to see more than anything else in this mod is Protoss versus Orcs.
Oh no.
And I feel like thematically they are very different from each other. I think if we're looking at Warcraft races, then it's probably the Draenei that the Protoss have the most similarities to. Orcs are kind of the opposite in that respect. But from what I've heard from people who played both StarCraft and Warcraft 3, gameplay-wise, there are actually quite a number of similarities between Protoss and Orcs.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if we get that dynamic. I mean, I mentioned before that we never got to see Orcs last week, but we also never got to see Undead, and we had that already. We had a little bit of Undead out of YoungYakov, so I'm hoping we get some Orcs as well. MacSed, of course, he is a retired player, right? Like, he used to compete in StarCraft 2. I believe he actually competed in Warcraft 3 back in the day as well. So it's great to see MacSed back. Like, it's been a very long time since we've had the luxury of casting MacSed.
Yeah, and something a little bit different, but yeah, I'm sure it's going to be exciting nonetheless. I'm actually also curious, because I don't think we've casted MacSed in SC Evo or anything like that. So
True.
Whether he's playing a Warcraft 3 race, whether he's playing his typical SC2 Protoss, or whether he's going to be playing Brute War Protoss, I think this is going to be... I'm just glad to be able to cast a MacSed again. For sure.
And for some greater context, he is the reigning champion. He is the reigning Warcraft 3 Evolution champion from last week. So he was looking pretty good. he was looking pretty good. That's what I will say.
Yeah, and for now, we're going to be loading into Amygdala. Over here in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we of course have our blue human player coming out from the land of China. Going to be one half of SC Boy, the cooler half.
Oh. The shade being thrown down.
Cooler half.
Hey, you hear that F91? Oh my god.
We have Xiaoxie.
Hi. That's funny.
I'm here to solve the drama.
Oh no. It's spawning in the top right-hand corner. We have
drama.
We have representing Invictus Gaming, the Chinese Protoss player playing his SC2 main race. It is MacSed.
You've just reminded me that Invictus Gaming is still around.
Yeah. IG.
And Invictus Gaming. Obviously a very storied and very historic Chinese esports organization. They had a StarCraft 2 roster, a StarCraft roster, Warcraft 3, Dota 2 as well. I think they even had a Counter-Strike roster at one point. Very, very historic, but kind of, yeah, it feels like recently has not quite been what it has not quite been as dominant in Chinese esports as it used to be.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with when it comes to the other esports. I know that they, of course, had rosters in other games. But yeah, at least in SE2, they, for the most part, pulled out. They still, of course, technically have MacSed on their roster and still is representing them. I'm not too sure at what capacity. I mean, we do see MacSed from time to time, like, cast. He does rock up and alongside XY and does cast a little bit for SE Boy every now and then, like as a guest caster. So it's great to see him here as a competitor as well. And we'll see how he does perform as Xiaoce is going to be playing human and once again opening up Archmage. If you recall, this is how he played in game 1 against YoungYakov.
Humans versus Protoss. I'm curious to see this dynamic. Archmage, I was gonna say Archmage to me feels like a High Templar on steroids, but that's not true. It's the Lich is the High Templar on steroids. So
Yeah. The Frost Novas were crazy, mate. It was insane.
Like, imagine Storm, but instant damage and... Oh, man.
Instant Storm, mate. Jesus.
And no friendly fire, yeah.
Yeah, and it also slows as well. Remember that. It also, if it doesn't kill you, it slows you down. It's crazy. From here, we do see Xiaoce does rally a couple of workers as well, just to help deal with this before going back to mining. Is able to deal with the initial camp, get a couple of items as well, and work his way across the map. Meanwhile, another important factor specifically for this map, for Amygdala, is because the center goal base is morphed into a creep camp, it actually instantly gives you access to the center of the map, where there is a tavern, so you can actually make use of that. But for now, Xiaoce is moving out with the Archmage.
Decently built. Has some gauntlets of ogre strength. I'm not actually sure what strength does here. I think that impacts your basic attack.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, that impacts your basic attack, and I imagine agility is for...
if
it actually says what it is.
Yeah, you can hover over. So, they you know everything. It's crazy.
It's like they realize that people want to know what these stats mean.
It's insane. Oh my god.
But yeah, looking at this as well, because I know somebody earlier in chat was asking if armor types are a thing here, you know, like light, bio, mech, and stuff like that. It appears that it is. If we go to the Footman, they are bio units and also armored, so
yeah,
I imagine Marauders would do pretty well against them, which... I mean, I imagine they would. You get a guy with a bazooka shooting at a guy with a shield and a sword.
Yeah.
I imagine that would be pretty effective.
Exactly. So as you're saying, like, depending on the unit, they do have their own unique tags. Like you can see here, the peasants or the workers, they are light and biological, so they do apply those tags here to all the Warcraft 3 races to make sure, of course, that things are a little bit more balanced here with how units interact with each other.
I mean, every Warcraft unit will be biological, but that's still important because obviously, but that's still important for balancing when it comes to the interactions with the StarCraft armies. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I say all of them, but I imagine things like the Meat Wagon could be, like the Meat Wagon could be mechanical.
Yeah, for sure.
Could also have like, I think orcs also have not meat wagons, but like
they have catapults.
Another big tank kind of catapults. Those could be mechanical. Are Night Elf glaive throwers? Are they the ones that are riding the big cats, or am I thinking of
the glaive throwers? Are like big catapults as well.
Yeah. Glaive. I know glaive throwers.
There you go. But I did want
it's only Miranda that rides the cat.
I did want to bring up as well that, of course, Max said he was able to fully establish his natural base. He was left alone. He was able to fully wall off. Now getting a 30 as a solid economy, and he does have his Blink Stalkers. Does move out to dance with the army, and we'll see how this unit interaction works. Does take down the initial minion already here, and something that we did find out, or at least that I perceived last week, is that it does feel like the Protoss, the SS2 Protoss race, is the most well... how do I put this? It feels like the most... the best counter to all the Warcraft 3 races, just because it's quite similar in the sense that you have less units as well, but each unit has their own spell, and that they are able to like keep up power-wise with the units of Warcraft 3.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, that's a give and take, right? I was going to say, well, what about Brute War Protoss? But yeah, that is a give and take. Brute War Protoss, I think, is a bit tankier than StarCraft 2 Protoss, but they don't really have the same number of spells, and they don't quite have the same firepower that StarCraft 2 Protoss does. Like Dragoons, they don't have any spells. Blink Stalkers, though, that you can research Blink, you can blink them back.
Yeah, there's a lot more like of an efficient style here that you can play, so we'll see if MacSed can keep up. So far dancing with the army. Likewise, we actually have a okay. I thought we were gonna push to the center, but again, just trying to take over the laboratory here throughout the center, and the third base is getting fully operational here for MacSed, getting into Archon in charge behind this.
I see Darkwing in the chat. What kind of is this the new Smash Brothers? No, that's Heroes of the Storm. Is Blizzard Smash Brothers?
Yo,
this is Marvel versus Capcom.
There you go. Shout out El Padrino, papi. Darking in the chats. Buenos dias. Good to see you always, as we are settling in to, yes, Smash. No, what did you say? Marvel versus Capcom 3? There you go.
Versus Capcom. Yeah. Great fighting game.
Yeah. There you go. Beautiful.
It's always my go-to in the arcade. Well, then a very niche fighting game called Barugu that was very different from any other fighting game out there.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't want to go into my monologue because I feel like I will start ranting about it, and I'll never stop talking. But we have a game to cast in front of us, and Max said he is geared up for his push. Got a lot of zealots here for tanking, and a lot of Archons in the back. Stalkers, they're just blinking forward and blinking back, trying to see what they can poke and prod around.
Yeah, you can see the attempted surround. MacSed coming in from behind, trying to look down the army. Yeah, Charge to do collapse in. Meanwhile, looks like shall say he will be able to barely get away.
Yeah, gonna be able to keep his Archmage alive. His Shal, the Lightbinder. Almost said Lightbringer, but that's copyrighted by Uther. Archon's putting in a lot of work with the splash damage. These footmen and these peasants really having a tough time over here in this choke point.
Yeah, Zealot reinforcements have arrived as well. The tower does go down. The peasants doing what they can, but likewise they're going to be falling one after the other. And you can see slowly but surely MacSed is getting top of that hero.
Yeah, poor Shal, the Lightbinder.
Yeah, he just can't really keep up. He barely does hold though. The riflemen, they hold their own. They force back the army. Once again, they were waiting for more reinforcements. Another wave of Archons on the way.
Yeah, but you know what else is on the way?
He's back.
Muradin has rocked up. Or Moon Ironcliff, apparently.
He's ready to clap some Archons. Wait, let's go! As Thunderclap is going to be reassured. The first Archon going to be going down. Not bad. Also slows the army, but it's only a level 1 Mountain King, though. It's being targeted down.
Level 1, no items. Immediately gets targeted down. Poor Muradin.
Oh, God.
Always the first to go. Meanwhile, yeah, the Protoss army is getting chased back. These Dwarven Riflemen actually doing a really good job of just keeping the Protoss army at bay, you know, getting a little bit of damage in the retreat here and there.
Yeah, they're able to hold their own. They're able to protect the Archmage just barely. Likewise, let's go. We got the Goblin Shredder. That should just be from mining, unfortunately. So he's just going to get heading over here to get into that economy. But you can see that MacSed has not been stopping behind this third base fully operational, fourth base fully operational as well. He has a booming economy here, and MacSed is just never going to allow the army to move out to ever think about expanding or even getting a third base. It's not going to happen.
Goblin Shredder?
Yeah. You see, it's in the natural.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to question why goblins are on the side of humans, but I think it's just they got paid money. So
Yeah. They're mercenaries.
They like money a lot.
Yeah. You can buy them from the Goblin Laboratory. If you click on it, you can see the units that you can buy.
Oh,
yeah. That's where you get the template. That's how you drop. And you can scan. The reveal is basically a scan.
I can see. Damn.
But behind us.
Yeah, it only costs Betsfiend.
Yeah, there you go. Or minerals, I guess.
Yeah.
Gold?
Yeah.
Is that what I was going to say? Yeah, that's it.
Gold, minerals.
Yeah. It's kind of the
They're
same.
just rocks. They're just rocks.
True. As the army dives in, and the Archmage is going to be forced to teleport away. Will survive, but the rest of the army does teleport as well. Oh my god. Hey.
Yeah, that priest with its dying breath teleported the rest of the army back, and that was a really good position for MacSed to fight, and I think he's aware of that, so he's just going to be waiting out here with his army and just going to be reinforcing. He's actually maxed out right now, so waiting to max out before pushing in once again.
He's going to deny the third base, does rotate over. At the same time, Colossus kiting back here against Rifleman. Once again, the force fields will lock down the Rifleman, and this time there is no teleports.
No, there is not. A couple Archons providing high ground vision as well, really allowing these Colossus to rip these wolves to shreds. I mean, you know, Colossus, they're used to killing man with gun. Riflemen, they're just short man with gun.
Yeah, exactly. And the short man with gun, I mean, they're holding their own for a bit here, but more Zealots have arrived, more Archons as well, and Max said he's breaking into the natural once again.
Yeah, that third base does get denied, which might not be the biggest of deals here for the Warcraft 3 player, and especially the human player, but there's still a lot of breathing room that MacSed is buying for himself. Every time he pushes Salsa back, it's allowing him to expand. He's getting a 6 space.
Jesus. Yeah, 6 space is getting him running once again, checking for a third. There is no third in sight, and now he can commit. And once again, there's just no counterplay to these force fields. There's nothing to break them.
Yeah, no massive units.
Yeah, no
Are there any massive units in Warcraft 3, actually?
I'm sure like stone giants and units like that count as massive, I'm sure. But for now, we do have, let's go. We do have Frost Nova? No. What's it called?
Frostfall?
Blizzard,
Frostfall?
that's it. Blizzard here on the main army. Colossus, they break through nonetheless. The Archmage finally goes down.
And with it, so do Seals's chances. GG is called. MacSed gonna be taking game number 1, with the first one to take a map using a StarCraft 2 race this evening.
True. GG, well played.
Oh. Yeah, also, I was gonna say, that's very on the nose, Blizzard. As a spell, it's like, okay, fine. We'll let you have one.
There you go. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking like Frost Rain or something, but no. Blizzard was the AoE.
Well, here's the thing. I believe in Heroes of the Storm, Jaina's ult that does something like that is called like Frost Ring or Ring of Frost or something like that. So it's a much better name, if you ask me. But
it's all good, so good. But yeah, GG, well played. MacSed does take a lead in the series, does snowball out of control, and we'll see if Xiaoxie can fight back and force the ace match. Again, I believe the rule is loser's pick, so we'll see if Xiaoxie does commit to SC2, or sorry, it does commit to Warcraft 3, or if he switches over to SC2 instead, or sorry, even StarCraft 1, as he has been looking to embrace.
Yeah, if he does, I hope we don't see humans again. I like a little bit of variety here.
Oh, or if he does, he has to open up with the Mountain King, right? Like we gotta be clapping some Protoss. We got.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What? We haven't seen the what's it called? The elf hero.
True.
We've seen the Archmage. We've seen the Mountain King. We've seen the Paladin.
True.
We haven't seen the whatever the elf is called.
Okay.
It's not Kael'thas.
Nah.
Fuck that guy.
Jesus.
Hate him so much. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series now on Abyssal Reef, where we're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right. We have our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of China. He is going to be one half of SC Boy. The not as cool half, we have Salsa playing Brute.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the human player, the red human from the land of China, representing Invictus Gaming. It is MacSed. Warcraft units have so much HP, so it's just tickling them. They do, but they do tickle them to death. Like, again, I think something that was really interesting to see when it comes to that dynamic is just the efficiency of MacSed. It took a while to really get things going, but once you got the ball rolling with those Archons, with the Charge Drills, with all that splash damage, then Yeah, we saw that Xiaoxia had a really hard time keeping up.
Yeah, that's really the best way of dealing with Warcraft races, I suppose, is just being very aggressive, very up in their faces, and basically making sure that you can expand. I think that's priority numero uno for... I mean, it's always important in StarCraft and StarCraft 2 to get your economy up and running, but especially when you're up against Warcraft 3 races, which are designed to be very strong and low economy, you have to be able to overwhelm them just with how rich you are.
100%. And MacSed, he was able to, as we mentioned, like really freely and safely expand. He was untouched the entire game. We had the first initial move out from Xiaoxia when he tried to rush into the Archmage and rush across the map, but he didn't really accomplish much with it, and after that he was just stuck at home the entire game. We'll see how our dynamic changes here. We saw Xiaoxia go hatch, gas, hatch, so very greedy build out of our Broodwar Zerg player. Meanwhile, we see MacSed once again is going to be following Xiaoxia's lead and opening up Archmage.
Yeah. Archmage. I was gonna say it's kind of weird seeing an Archmage like riding into battle on a horse, but then I realized that basically the Shaman does the same thing, but with a wolf instead. So
True.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You mean Drow? Drow?
Yeah, Thrall. You know, he's a Shaman.
He is.
He's the Shaman.
He's the Green Jesus.
Yeah. It's a hell of a promotion. He went from Green Moses to Green Jesus.
There you go. As we are just gonna be.
Chris Metzen.
I think they're bringing him back. I think they're doing something with the lore.
They are. They are. He's like, I'm gonna make the final 3. I'm gonna write the final 3 expansions of WoW.
I'll save you,
I
and then
don't
I'm
think
out.
they actually confirmed it's gonna be the final 3, but it seems very likely it's gonna be the final 3.
Well, they said it was like a
For WoW
trilogy
2.
to like wrap up their current storyline, and after that maybe a WoW 2, maybe not. I'd just say. That's good.
Something else to get milk and cookies to play.
Not the call outs, man. Oh my god. True. And milk? Huh? When are you playing StarCraft again?
Huh?
SMH.
SMH. Meanwhile, yep.
Let's go. I was gonna say we need someone to yell at Yakov.
Yeah. True. Otherwise, the lessons don't stick. I keep doing the same mistakes over and over again and be like, why am I losing games?
No.
Oh yeah, Xiaoxia really using the map to his advantage this time. He has a very strong defensive setup here on Abyssal Reef, which is something you can do fairly easily on Abyssal Reef. So, yeah, he's just walling off that ramp, and he's making sure there's only one entrance point into his bases.
Yeah, he just comes in for the surround blocks down, but it's Fullman, they're going to be falling one after the other here. We do have some healing coming in, but despite that, the Fullman, they're going to be going down. Only 2 of them remaining. The Archmage is a bit exposed here, but thankfully can support himself with the minion and will force back those Hydras.
Yeah, the Archmage is pretty strong, but it only has single target damage. And it's not a very quick attack either, so you'll notice a lot more Zerg, a lot more Lings than you would expect to survive, did survive.
Exactly. There's no Frost Nova, like we saw with the Lich earlier. Lings, likewise, they just bypass the main army. They head across the map, going into the mineral line. They can try to harass, but again, there is, of course, that rally that you can ring the town bell or the town hall, and you can, of course, rally your army to defend.
Yeah. I'm seeing some defensive SimCity as well coming out here from MacSed, so yeah, these Lings having a very tough time. Once again, getting attacked by Man with Gun, but shorter Man with Gun.
True.
It's a bigger gun, though, I think.
It's a big gun. It's bigger than them.
Compensating for something?
I'm pretty sure the gun is taller than the dwarves, right? Like
they actually are. You can see them sometimes. The animation, they put the gun on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It is actually, yeah.
It's huge.
It's at least the same size as them.
There you go.
You have a Goblin Shredder.
Goblin Shredder has arrived. Lings likewise trying to find a way in. Once again, coming in for this round. Nice use of the minion here. Going to be avoiding any kind of service area on that Archbishop or Archmage, and with that, does hold, does defend.
Yeah. It's these elves that are constantly trying to dive in and out, trying to find any sort of vulnerability, but not quite getting it. Again, Abyssal Reef, it's a very defensible map.
Oh yeah, very defendable, and unlike some of the previous games, shall say he's actually comfortably getting into an economy here. You know, his natural's up and running, his third base getting up and running, fourth base on the way as well. From here, I'm curious where he takes us. I would have assumed he would have gone Ling into Hydra Lurker, but I believe we saw a Queen's Nest being thrown down instead, so we're actually taking up into Hive, and we have some Queens on the way.
Yeah, quite a number of them, 6 Queens.
Jesus.
Now, on the way, hey, I mean, Ensnare is pretty good.
Yeah, we can ensnare, which is kind of like the Brood War version of fungal growth. That's definitely something that we can see here. Outside of that, we can parasite, I guess, for some vision. Likewise, we do have our second hero on the way from MacSed. He's getting into the Kingmate. He's coming.
Oh! As ooh, flying machines coming out here. Gyrocopters.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's say we haven't really been able to see much flying units from the side of the Warcraft 3 players yet, and understandably so. I think they are a little bit of a higher tier in Warcraft than compared to StarCraft.
Yeah, we'll see if we get some death animations here, because last week we saw a lot of flying machines die, and every single time they have like a one-liner. Whenever they whenever they died, it became something, let me tell you guys. Oh my god, we do have the Queens diving in. They're huge. Oh my Jesus, they're massive.
Yeah, especially compared to the Gyrocopters.
All right. What do you get the first parasite here?
Yeah. Whoa, flying machines have a siege mode? I was not aware of that.
They do?
You click on them, on the detector, it's like type siege, disabled. So I guess you have to research it?
Oh, there you go. That might be for their AoE damage, because they can do some AoE.
Ah.
True. But now we do have a Chasse looking to dive in. Likewise, the flying machine's coming in behind. The goal here is to dive on top of the army. Meanwhile, we're doing Thunderclap. Oh my god.
Massive Thunderclap on the vast majority of the Lings and the Hydras as well. A lot of Queens is starting to go down to these flying machines. Flying machines, very tanky. One of them dies.
Yeah, one of them does die. As we do clean up every single one of those Queens here. The Thunderclaps are insane. Can you hear them?
I can hear them scream. I couldn't hear any one-liners.
Okay. I think you have to zoom in for that. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, the Thunderclaps are crazy here. You can see the dead bodies left over, by the way, of the Ling Hydra, and it was insane just how heavily that King carried.
Oh, yeah. Clapping some Zerg.
Oh, yeah. He clapped everyone. It's crazy.
Yeah. Clap the Queens, clap the Lings. They all fall down.
Yeah, with that max that he does hold, we can see Shao Sen massing up another wave of Ling Hydra. This time he has less Queens to work with. Again, the Queens didn't really help too much. Sure, that he was able to ensnare the army completely, but I mean, the Lings came to the army anyway. Like it was.
Yeah. It's so you're not ensnared here with me. I'm ensnared here with you.
Or the other way around.
Oh, yeah, look.
It's fine. At the same time, the flying machine is going to be heading on over here. I imagine trying to hunt down some of those overlords. Yeah, they're on the way.
Yeah, being shut down.
Jesus. And that's going to be a heavy supply book, by the way.
So look at all these vulnerable overlords.
Oh, no. No, they're trying to escape. And Queen goes down. More overlords going to be falling as well. Hydras, they come in to support, but so many overlords go down. Oh, my God.
It's a heavy supply block. Look at that. And I think we actually had a couple of defilers eating Zerg units, not just to gain energy, but also to clean up some supply.
Yeah, defilers did arrive. We do move that across the map. With, of course, the defilers, we do have plagues available. True, so we can try to play the army. Once again, we do see the attempted surround. Up.
Another massive thunderclap, and now we have Griffin Riders with Stormhammer upgrade, so they actually deal AoE damage now.
Yeah, exactly. Do dive in. Likewise, Darkstorm here on the army, trying to buy some time. The Hydras are being forced back once again.
Darkstorm was pretty good, but not good enough. It was a decent concave, but just way too much damage and way too much AoE here for our human player. MacSed coming in with his dwarf. Coming in with everything and just hammering and clapping away.
Yeah, and the Paladin, the heals were non-stop on that Dwarf, on that Mountain King. He would not go down, he would not die, would not perish, he does commit. And the Hydras, they just melt here before the might of the human army as he is breaking through, getting into the base, and there's not really much left here to survive. There's a couple Lings, there's one Hydra left over. The base is gonna fall.
We just saw an almost maxed out Zerg army get destroyed by a dwarf. Pretty much nothing but dwarves. You know, the Griffin Riders, the Gyrocopters, they're all dwarf pilots.
I wish it showed how many kills like the Mountain King had. Like once again, he just claps, pulls off on the Lings, and the Lings are just melting before the army. GG gets called, and MacSed, he will take game number 2 and the series 2-0.
GG.
GG, well played. MacSed does take it again. He's the reigning champion for this tournament, so I mean, he's going to be expected to make a deep run here, but at least we're able to see him flex both his, you know, human Warcraft 3 and also his Protoss as well, looking strong in both.
Yeah. Be nice to see him flex some Orc from time to time, but yeah.
We'll have to request for some Orc gameplay at some point. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We have to make that a rule.
Oh, no. As that is going to lead us into our next semifinals here. So we have our second semifinals of the night, making the way through the lower bracket. We do have 2 players rocking up here. We have a Karma Prime going up against Infi.
Yeah. We know which is which.
Yeah. We know. It's fine. For those of you curious, Infi, he is a Chinese player, a competitor in Warcraft 3. So once again, last week he had Loliet. Loliet was a South Korean Warcraft 3 player. Here we have Infi as well. So we actually have some OG Warcraft 3 players that have kind of like made their return, and yeah, they're looking to compete here in the mod that does feature Warcraft. They know what they're doing. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Here we go. We are going to be loading into our fresh best of 3. When it comes to Karma Prime, he is an SC2 competitor. We've actually casted him, I think, even in his rise through the ranks here back in like MSO a couple of years ago. So great to see him back. Great to see him once again. We'll see how they compare.
Indeed, we shall. As for the Crow of the Rooster, we begin our match. We're over here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left. We have our blue Terran player coming out from the land of China, going to be representing Clan FF. Final Fantasy, clearly. 14, I have to imagine. We have...
Infi.
Infi. I knew that. Tell by the clan tag.
Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the human player, the red human of a team Little Fairy. It is Karma Prime.
It's actually some pretty good ASMR listening to the human.
Yeah.
It's build.
Work.
Yeah. Zug zug.
Let's go. Now, Karma Prime also competed in last week's tournament, but we weren't able to cast his game, so I'm not too certain how he fares and how he compares to some of the other more established pro players, so curious to see how he does work this out. Despite that, looks like he is aware of the meta, though, and is opening up with the Archmage once again.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of water elementals and a lot of blizzards, I have to imagine. I just moused over to some of the other hero units that humans have here. Blood Mage is one of them, and yeah, it's Kael'thas. God damn it.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? Maybe all these other players, maybe they've had the same experience that you have in Heroes, and that's why they didn't play him.
Out of respect? Question mark?
No, out of disdain.
Ah. I was gonna say, because freaking Kael'thas.
True.
Terrible to play against.
As we do actually have a proxy here out of Karma Prime, going for a proxy Rax across the map.
You said going for a proxy Rax, and my mind immediately went to a Terran player, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's also, for the humans, it's also called a barracks.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. True. So proxy Rax versus, unfortunately, non-proxy Rax, but he's going to be rallying across the map, and Karma Prime is going to be rushing. At the same time, we do see Infi here in the main. Now, Infi isn't really a competitive SC2 player, so I don't know how well Verse is going to be here with this kind of defense. He's getting into his CC. Of course, it's going to be a Rax expand, economic opener. Tank production has begun, but here comes the rush.
That's a watchtower at the natural base.
It is. Oh, it's on the way. It's queued up. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of like the bunker, I guess.
Exactly. He's going to be start rushing. Meanwhile, Blizzard here going to be denying any kind of SC repairs. He cannot repair. Oh my god.
Blizzard lasts so long. It's like Storm, but even higher.
Jesus, it really is, as he breaks through the defensive line. Once again, Blizzard here on top of the tank. Tank taking so many hits, so much damage. The tank is going to go down. Will clutch repair. Will keep it alive. At the same time, the turrets, they're on the way.
Yeah, slowly but surely. His repairs are doing everything it can to keep the tank alive, but now if he's out of money. Infi?
Yeah, he's out of money. Yeah, he's out of 35 minerals. Like he can't repair. He can't do anything here. Tank goes down. The bunker. He's gonna try to hold on to it. But alas, it looks like Karma Prime has done it here. GG, and Karma Prime coming out with the cheese. Unfortunately, the turrets didn't finish, but I was hoping for the turret rush to really get underway. Regardless, GG takes game 1.
Yeah, nice and quick. That was yeah, it's nice to see that this kind of stuff isn't only prevalent in StarCraft. Happens in Warcraft 3 as well.
Yeah, proxy Rax. It's crazy.
Yeah.
we can all relate in some way, I'm sure. But yeah, GG well played. Karma Prime does take a lead here. Again, unfortunately, Infi just wasn't really able to get into his own game. The Blizzard was crazy. I don't know if you noticed, but the way that Blizzard works is it's actually a channeled spell. So the Archmage couldn't actually do anything else as he was channeling the Blizzard. But yeah, it's just a really good way to, I guess, to rush in, because it denies kind of any repairs on those buildings, on the depots or on the bunker.
Yeah, Archmage, man. Kind of busted.
I mean, that was like the first big use of Blizzard that we saw. Like, I know we saw it like once before, really, but yeah, we've never seen a player open Blizzard like that. So yeah, just really good use of, I guess, the spell, being able to use it to rush.
Yeah, I can't imagine that we're going to see that too often, too many more times. I do feel like that's something that's a lot more map dependent. But regardless, we're going to be getting our answer as we load into Snowpiercer. Frostline for our next map, where we in the bottom left-hand corner map, we of course have our blue human player coming out from the land of China. He himself is a Warcraft 3 pro, multi-race Warcraft 3 pro, now opting for humans. He is, of course, going to be representing Clan FF. Final Fantasying it up. We have Ifni.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the SC2 Terran for Team Little Fairy. It is a Karma Prime.
We need some man with gun versus man with gun.
True. We need to see them dwarf boys up against the Marines, the buyer.
Ah. You know, one of them is slow, but it does a lot of damage. And they're also pretty tanky. You know, they might be short, but they are also very robust.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, the Marines. You know what? The Marines, they have to hide behind armor, power armor. The dwarves, they allow the earth to protect them.
Okay.
Stone.
Yeah?
Stone form.
Exactly. They just cover themselves in mud and
Exactly.
they're good to go.
And then no one can see them.
As once again, we are going to be rushing here, and it does feel like these rushes are really powerful just because, I mean, we spoke about it, right? Like, the initial Warcraft 3 units are just a little more robust, they do a little more damage, so early on here is when SC2 races are at their weakest. Likewise, we do see no factory behind this Karma Prime opening up with a second and soon to be a third Rax.
Yeah, which I guess is the way to go. Again, it seems like the solution most of the time when you're facing Warcraft 3 is to just overwhelm them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I believe that is the Tinkerer, by the way. We actually bought the initial hero in the tavern at the center of the map. Gonna be opening up with Tinkerer with a pocket factory.
What?
Let's go. He's goblin rushing. Look at the mechanical goblins. Let's go.
Just like that one mobile game.
Yeah. So,
Goblins all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the factory is going to be shut down. He does have access to a second pocket factory. Yes, there we go. The factory gets thrown down, and he can just produce those the clockwork goblins just into the main.
Starting to get a couple more Marines out, but the bunker is quite in range of everything. More SCVs forced to be pulled to repair, and you know, thankfully for Karma Prime right now, he doesn't. There are no range units available for his opponent, for Ifni, so he can still defend, but he still needs to push this pocket factory back.
Yeah, he really does. Another factory gets thrown down. The Tinker is getting very low on HP, but the Marines are being targeted. Always going to be forced back here, and it looks like Karma Prime is holding.
Indeed, he is. Bunker getting repaired, and these goblins just don't stop coming. But the factory is gonna run out pretty soon. It does run out, but the supply depot goes down, and now the footmen are able to get on top of the bunker. They are still being repaired, but now the SCVs are in a lot of trouble.
They are in a lot of trouble here. There's 2 footmen left. Alas, the bunker does still hold strong here. Karma Prime does defend, and back at home, we're forced to retreat. We are forced to expand, and the game will continue.
I can't believe the goblin survived.
He's crazy. Oh my god, he's got like a massive like vending machine like claw arm. It's the claw. That's good.
It's 2 claws.
It is. So for those who are curious what happened here, I was actually about to go on a small rant about it because Loliet, the Korean player, last week he was doing a lot of like Rex rushes. So there's a tavern in the center, and here you can actually purchase heroes. You can purchase like the Brewmaster, Rexar, the Beastmaster, the Pit Lord, and you can also purchase the Tinkerer, which is what we rushed into.
Yeah. I'm just mousing over these and looking at, trying to remember who each of them is.
Fair enough. I mean, we're rushing into the main base once again. The Poker Factory gets thrown down, and GG gets caught as this time the re-wall was not there. The depot was left down, and in the end, we tie things up 1-1.
GG, the Russians, they don't stop coming.
They don't. GG, well played. Again, it was an impressive initial hold by Karma Prime, but as we saw, he didn't re-wall. After the initial defense, he did not have another depot there, so we just walked right into the main base, Pocket Factory, into the mineral line as well. And with that, we're going to the ace match.
Here we go. You wouldn't have it any other way. Let's remind you, the winner of this will move on to face MacSed in those grand finals.
But yeah, like that center tavern does add like a lot more variety to some of these games, because it means that sure, you can open standard, you can make your own hero, or you can just like rush into the center of the map. You can buy like a custom hero or like a neutral hero, I guess is what they're known as. And yeah, there's rushes like that available to you as well. Like the Pocket Factory was crazy. I've never seen that before.
Pocket Factory in the base. That's yeah. At that point, yeah, you don't even need to be human.
There you go.
Oh!
Oh!
And speaking of not having to be human, we're going to be continuing our series now on King's Cove, or Kairos Cove, if you prefer. We're here in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner. We, of course, have our green? No, blue Night Elf player coming out from the land of China. We have the multi-eraser himself, going to be representing Clan FF. Final Fantasying it up. He is If.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the SC2 Terran player, the red Terran representing Team Little Fairy. It is Karma Prime.
But you know what? This is fitting. Because I feel like Night Elves are the most Terran like race.
I mean, they got a lot of archers. True.
They can lift their buildings.
I guess.
Well, some of their buildings. At least they can lift their
trees.
Base.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They can lift some of the buildings can be lifted. They can be uprooted. You're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen too much macro so far. I mean, I say that we did see it in MacSed's series, if you recall, when he was playing Protoss. He was able to like fully max out even with his Protoss army. But outside of that, we haven't seen too much in this series. We've seen a lot of rushes, and I'm hoping we can slow things down a little bit as we have our initial hero of choice going for the Warden.
Yeah, naive.
Yeah, there you go. You're not prepared.
Ah.
And I'll be honest, even though we were able to
trying
cast...
to remember what else he said. It's the only one that comes up.
Even though we did cast some Night Elves last week, I actually haven't seen the Warden in action. I do know that they have like a Phantom Knives AoE ability, and I think they have an evasion ability as well, but I'm curious as, it looks like we do aggro the mercenary camp, and we actually use the Ancient of War to help deal with this. The big one.
Yeah. It also has a defense. I like that. Imagine if all your buildings had turrets on top of them.
True.
Where are they buying items from? I just realized, because this Warden was not in range of a tavern. Or anything like that.
You start with the town portal, and the first item was gotten by the kobolds that were just killed.
You can loot.
Yeah, they drop. See, look, they drop items.
Oh yeah, over there. I forgot that Draenei were in Warcraft 3. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Draenei, they're gonna be shut down. Likewise, a couple of items are being accumulated. So far, we still have yet to invest into any of our abilities. But we did you see? We do end up buying our first items here, and we can now expand, take our natural base. Likewise, across the map, Karma Prime going to be opening up with a 3 ranks into Stim.
Huh. Interesting choice, but I guess early on, if you're afraid of rushes, which this series so far has been nothing but, it's a good way of shoring up your defenses as opposed to what you did, or no, what Ifni did in the first game, which was try to get a tank out as quickly as possible.
True. Yeah, exactly. All about that buy when said with those bunkers. Likewise, you see Infi moving out across the map. Here is going to be making his way towards that natural, but we have already 2 bunkers in position.
Yeah, 2 bunkers, but not that many SCVs for repair. Going around. Ooh, that Phantom Knives is deadly.
Yeah, similar to the Frost Nova. Of course, it is limited to being an AoE around the initial units. Meanwhile, would you have the skin being forced out to help deal with the archers?
They're like ghosts, but not.
Yeah, they have to stand still. Yeah, they're going to be forced back. They in the middle line. SCV's going to be going down. Likewise, we blink into the main. He can blink, or she can blink.
Just like Illidan.
Wait, sure, I guess.
Yeah, oh, we don't have enough mana. I was hoping for another Phantom Knives around all of these. Around all of these SCVs, but 'twas not to be the case. Now we do have that cloak,
Hide.
so yeah, you can hide. Especially at nighttime, you actually regen health quicker.
Yeah.
Hide.
Exactly. It's almost like burrow, right? Where like, I guess instead of burrowing, they just like stand still and they're able to regenerate their HP. The Night Elves, though, they're going to be cleaned up here at the natural. They're going to be going down. One of them barely does end up cloaking in time. Meanwhile, Maeve does uncloak in the main, catching a couple of reinforcing Marines.
And forcing the SCVs to transfer back and forth, which is not really what you want this early on, especially when you only have 1 gas geyser.
Exactly, as once again, there is a skin available, thankfully, and it's going to be forced blinked, forced away.
Oh no, actually scan lasts pretty long. Never mind.
Okay.
I was going to say scan is going to run out and still going to have a cloak and we're going to regen our health, but yeah, that did not happen in the end.
Yes, in the end, Karma Prime does defend. Did take a lot of losses, is what I will say, but so far is somewhat saturated on 1.5 phase saturation, if that. So the economy has been stifled. Back at home, we do see the Infi looking quite solid here in regards with the economy.
We do have Sim though for Karma Prime, so we're looking to move out pretty soon by the looks of things.
Yeah, Stim is done. We have the factory on the way. We might want to wait for Medivacs. We'll see if we go for the starport and wait for any kind of move out. For the time being, the Marines are staying back at home. And once again, we do see Infi reinforcing with those Night Elves, with those archers, and actually does once again purchase a Tinkerer. The Pocket Factory.
This is getting out of hand. Yeah, it is getting out of hand. Yeah, now there are 2 of them.
No. Now there are 2 of them. Once again, they just rush past the bunker into the mineral line. Oh,
ooh. No massive Phantom Knives. The rockets to clean up the weakened SCVs and Marines is absolutely insane. There's a huge concave for our Red Terror player, and yeah, it's doing quite a lot of damage, but nowhere near enough. This is a leveled up Warden with really strong abilities and really strong item build. All the Marines die. GG is called. Ifni gonna be taking that series to
1.
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
GG, well played. Infi does claim the series, does advance on into the next round. Congratulations. As you mentioned, this is a bit of a shorter series, bit of a shorter one. I mean, went all the way to the ace match, but a lot of aggression, a lot of from both players, to be fair.
And I'm sure that's going to continue.
We shall see. So congratulations here. Infi does advance on into those grand finals where MacSed is lying in wait. And we'll see how they compare. Again, we did get to see some macro previously when MacSed was able to play Protoss, so I'm hoping to get a bit of a longer back and forth between these 2 players. The exciting thing as well is that both these players are ex or even current Warcraft 3 competitors, so both of them, I'm sure, a lot more well versed in the ins and outs of the Warcraft 3 races. So yeah, I'm hoping for a more back and forth. We'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some orcs.
I know, Yako, I know. I mean, hey, we got to see some undead for the first time today, at least. But
Yeah.
maybe one day.
A little bit of night elf as well. Yeah.
See,
Maybe today.
Maybe. This is asking in chat, how long has this mod been playing competitively for? Not too long. This is the second edition of the KungFu Cup Warcraft 3 tournament. And there was the first edition, of course, not too long ago either. So just 2 so far. Just 2.
Yeah, this was in development for a while. I think in December was when people really started taking notice and really thinking, wait a minute, this is decently well developed. Let's try it out. And it was only this year when KungFu Cup decide to actually host these events and these tournaments.
Exactly. And it's still like in the works. Like it's still being patched, it's still being balanced. I think there was a patch released last week which did actually decrease the amount of experience that StarCraft 2 units give to the Warcraft 3 heroes. Previously it used to give a lot more. I think it was reduced by 50%, which does make sense considering how many StarCraft units are dying. Like, so previously,
how many have to be built?
Yeah. So previously they used to give a lot more experience. So now that has been lessened. So there has been like some balance updates to the mod over the past week. There have been some changes, and specifically something that I alluded to before. But there's a reason why we're not really seeing much Orc. Orc is considered to be the weakest race currently when it comes to the Warcraft 3 races. But they are trying to address it, and they are working on a patch to help buff Orcs. Buff them.
Yeah, so that's what they need.
Yeah, exactly.
Be more buff.
They do. They need to get swole.
Yeah. We're diving on in. This is the best of 5?
Best of 3.
Oh, interesting choice. But hopefully we do get a full series of it. Hopefully then, as we spawn on into King's Cove for our first map. We're over here at the bottom right hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right. We have our blue Protoss player setting out a cheeky little pro. Okay, they're just walling. We're just walling as quick as possible. We have, coming out from the land of China, going to be representing Invictus Gaming IG. We have MacSed.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Chinese Night Elf player, the Red Night Elf. It is Infi.
Still looks very green to me.
Yeah. I mean, like the only distinguishing factor is like there's that like red tattoo on like the tree's face or the tree's forehead.
Oh, the wisp.
Yeah, the wisps. True. They're also red.
I like that they gather minerals by floating around them.
Yeah. There you go.
Spinning. It's a good trick.
They make the minerals dizzy.
Yeah. And then they fall off.
Ooh, as once again we are going to be opening up with the Warden. As we saw, Warden of course does have the Fan of Knives ability, which feels quite similar to the Thunderclap. Doesn't have the added slow that the Thunderclap provides, so I guess there is that factor to bear in mind. But also has Blink, so much more of a maneuver arm.
Range, bro.
True.
I actually made myself dizzy watching these wisps.
Oh god, no, it's look away, Yaku, look away. Oh no. As likewise back at home, we do have MacSed opening up 2 gates. Okay, so a 2-gate opener, very safe start here at MacSed. And once again, we saw this in his series against Shao Se. Doing it here as well does fully wall off at the natural.
Yeah, just wants to make sure that he survives the initial wave, the initial rush from his Warcraft 3 opponent, and then from there, it's gonna try to take the initiative and try to make sure that he is able to have the map control and the map presence. Is that Hogger?
Yeah, true. They're the same race as Hogger. There you go. Oh, you know him from Heroes.
Yeah.
Is Hogger a hero in Heroes?
Yeah.
I was
He swings his ball.
Gotcha.
around on chain.
I wasn't
And he
aware of
also
that.
like throws down a crate of food.
He's after my time. After my time. Oh.
Need a gammon
Huh.
to make it fair.
With this gammon as well?
No, there isn't, but they
Oh,
need to add gammon.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, we do have Infi slowly, of course, creeping, moving out. Likewise behind this, expanding, getting his own natural. And we should be seeing MacSed opening up Blink as the Twilight Council is on the way. And again, because of this full wolf as well, the aggression that Infi did flex previously by rushing past the wall and into the mineral line just isn't really possible here, at least not without breaking down the wall itself.
Yeah, you can try to blink back and forth, but I mean, this Century, for instance, is gonna have a lot of trouble. I keep hearing the nobles dying, even though I'm looking at the Protoss base.
It's the echo. Like, the units are dying across the map, and you hear them from the Proto space. Says, oh my god, we do dive in. Likewise, Phantom Knights here in the mineral line. Not bad.
A massive amount of dead probes. Meanwhile, the archers providing a little bit of a distraction here. We do not have blink yet on the stalkers, so yeah, not really able to bust on through or blink through the force fields.
And not quite
No
able
detection either.
Yeah, exactly. No detection. But last, with the shield battery, no damage was done here to the Stalker. We just see, a try to escape. Actually going for the Phantom Knives once again. Oh my god.
Oof. We don't have game hard, unfortunately, but we can see
6.
that 12, 6, 13. What? a bunch of probes died.
Six probes died. You're like 13. I'm like, yes. Okay. Sure.
What?
6 probes died.
13 units lost.
Sorry. In the Phantom Knives in the main base. That's what I had to say. 6 probes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Let's add it on. Finally, the Warden is starting to take a lot of damage, but nope, we can just blink right out.
There we go. Force out of the main. Whew, with that, MacSed does hold, does survive. Blink is almost done for MacSed as well, so he's going to be able to keep up with the Warden. Once again, we had some cute micro when it comes to the Shroud, when it comes to the Cloak, when it comes to trying to preserve the units, but last, no major damage was dealt outside of killing those 13 workers. As you mentioned, it was, well, I guess 7 at the natural, 6 in the main base. Meanwhile, back across the map, we are going to be building up a Archer army.
Yeah, improved bows now on the way. This is the basic range upgrade.
It is going to be range. Once again, creeping. The Goblin Shredder has arrived. I wish the Goblin Shredder was more of like an army unit because it looks so cool. It's like a big mech. But alas, it's of course used for the economy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a mule, right?
Yeah.
Or even an SCV. SCVs, they are pretty big, but and they have a drill, but yeah, they're not really a combat unit. Similar thing with the Goblin Shredder. They have the Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
But that's not for attacking. They try to attack someone with a Buzzsaw, and like, it's messy. It gets everywhere.
Exactly. We hate it.
Yeah. The drill is more effective. Little skirmish in the middle of the map.
So far, very nice target firing here out of MacSed, able to focus on 2 of those archers. Meanwhile, once again, it's going to be the Tinker as the second hero here for Infi. Going to be moving forward. Once again, nice kiting though. Does get a lot of damage. The Phantom Knives does take down one of the Stalkers. Oh, and even able to stun, as I wasn't too familiar, but it looks like the rocket here from the Tinkerer can also stun the army.
Yeah. Deals a bunch of damage and also stuns them for a second.
Okay.
Poor probe. Not quite able to escape from the Warden. Nice little bits of micro here. Covered out from MacSed, but it's not going to be enough to survive against Phantom Knives.
Yeah, exactly. More Stalkers going to be going down. Alas, MacSed has to retreat, has to back off. Behind this building up is Charger Archon composition, but he's not quite there yet. Thankfully, the army is stuck outside, but I'm sure MacSed wants to expand, forced to take the linear third base, a much more exposed expansion.
Oh! And discovers the Warden looked to be in a lot of trouble, but then just drank a potion, so.
Yes, so far. Does hold, does survive, is going to be able to back off. Likewise, gets eyes on the would-be third base. And his goal here is to try to force a cancel. Oh.
MacSed looking to fight this, but yeah, that was a very ambitious blink to say the least. Immediately the Stalkers get pelted by rockets.
Yeah, brutal
And
punish
the
there.
Archon's starting to fall through.
Yeah, first Archon goes down, second Archon goes down, third Archon has arrived. The Stalkers are coming from behind, and they're able to pick off some of these archers, but alas, in the end, the heroes, they hold their own, and the third is under fire, going for the mineral line, actually.
Yeah, well, just camp in the mineral line. Yeah. Making sure that there's a little bit of a choke point to hide against.
Yo, the bears are coming. The production. We're getting to Druid of the Claw. The bears.
Oh, the bears.
They are on the way. Meanwhile, the third base still being denied any kind of mining. Likewise, trying to chase down those Stalkers, but MacSed will survive, will get out of there. And despite the fact that these Warcrafter units are very tanky, despite the fact that they do quite well, they trade well against army units, it takes them a long time to bring down this building. The Nexus still looking quite healthy, relatively.
Yeah. They're tanky, but, you know, they're pure tanks. They don't deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, as it looks like we abandoned the Tinker. I think that was a bit of a miscontrol here out of Infi. The recall was not within range of the Tinker. Tinker goes down.
No, that was intentional. Had to go.
Just didn't want him. Not anymore.
Yeah. I don't need a goblin. Now I have my bears.
Ooh, as the Warden is going to be surrounded once again, has to get the hell out of here. Thankfully, has plenty of mana, is going to be able to blink away, but despite that, MacSed has now gained map control and does save the expansion.
Yeah, lost a lot of probes, but it's very easy to rebuild them when you have 4 bases up and running.
Yeah, fourth base is on the way. Third base is fully saturated already. MacSed now moving out, and now it is going to be Infi that's in a bit of trouble here. Well, Archers, they get caught out on the map.
They do, but here come the bears.
Sure, they're coming. They're morphing in. They can tank some shots despite that first bear. Ooh, it does almost go down. Oh,
they don't even run. They just power walk forward.
They're big boys. You think they can run? No shot. No shot.
They start running, yeah, that's when the ground starts to shake. There's an earthquake going down. They don't run for our benefit. Meanwhile, huge fan of knives right in the middle of all those stalkers. Yeah, MacSed being pushed back, but as long as he's able to keep Ifni on this side of the map, he is going to be safe to expand.
Yeah, but as he's doing with those Draenei, we have the Protoss army coming in, just zoning the army away from the Warden here. Then we do see the bears. They are going down one after the other. Warden, decent fan of knives here on the Stalkers, but there are so many Archons.
No, the bears. They will end up falling, and yeah, Ifni will be able to chase this back. The Archon's very low and red, so they are being chased back, but man, the bears, they fell.
Yeah, there's one left. We are going to be trying to keep up, trying to reinforce, but again, not an easy army to replace here for Infi. MacSed backing up, fourth base getting fully operational, and is now going to be refining his army with some Immortals as well to help deal with those Druids.
It's one of the funniest interactions I can think of. It's probably a bear charging forward and getting shot full of immortal blast.
For sure.
I want to see some disruption thrown into the mix and see how they interact with some of these Night Elf units.
I'm hoping we can get there as the Ogre mercenary camp actually just shutting down Infi. Oh my god, without the Warden here is struggling. Warden is across the map, does get a mineral line, but the main army is struggling.
This was not a fight he had to initiate.
It was not at all. Jesus. Mate, the Ogre mercenaries are crazy.
Ogre Lord just charging on forward. Cho'Gall, if you will, just charging on forward.
Finally is dealt with, but he took down a lot of bears with him, a lot of druids, I should say, a lot of the army, and here comes the main Protoss force as well. Again, this time with Immortals. Is 4 of them already, soon to be 5.
Yeah, we have MacSed on just about twice the army supply, which I guess isn't the most impactful thing in Warcraft 3 Evo, just because we do expect the Warcraft 3 players to have much fewer units in general. This is still looking much better for MacSed. Hello, Ancient of War.
He wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he heard that going on walks. It's good for his knees.
For sure. As he's just out on the map, just scouting. Meanwhile, you have the main army making his way towards that third base. Once again, a lot of workers did go down earlier here to those Phantom Knives, and we see once again making a beeline here to that mineral line, and the Protoss army is out of position.
That it is not, but it doesn't take too long for Protoss to get back in position. Nice little Phantom Knives once again from the Warden. Ken goes down, but not much else beyond that. I think he knows that he cannot quite fight this. A couple of rockets do get thrown down, but huge force fields will trap just about half of the Night Elf army.
Yeah, exactly. There's a desperation teleport away. Alas, two of those druids did still go down, and we're not stopping. Max said he's not stopping. He's maxed out here with a terrifying death bull of an army. And Infi, can he hold on? Can he survive this back at home?
No, not bear.
They're doing what they can. The base is going to be denied. And again, we're up against 5 immortals. Like, I don't know if he can stop this.
Yeah, how many units are armored? By the looks of things, just the bears.
Yeah, just druids with the claw. Laquest once again force fields a lock down the army. The Warden will be able to blink away, of course. A nice stun here on those stalkers, but the rest of the Protoss is just going to overwhelm that Tinkerer.
Yeah, oh, but the druids, they will add a little bit of health in rejuvenation, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. GG is called. MacSed will be taking game number 1.
GG. MacSed does take a lead in the series. Again, able to properly get into their own economy again. I will say that Infi did a great job at denying the third base for a really long time. The third base took a long time to actually get up and running and get going. But once the ball got rolling, once the saturation was able to be there for MacSed, like his main army was never really properly dealt with. Referring to the Archons, referring to the Immortals, it does feel like the Druid of the Claw were a little bit lackluster there. Yeah, they weren't able to...
Just like in WoW.
Sure, I guess. Who are you throwing shade at? Who's the Druid? Not Tyrande, the other one.
Malfurion?
Malfurion, there you go.
Yeah, he's too busy sleeping.
Always
in the dream.
Yeah, so you know, the Emerald Dream.
Yeah, it's the
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know.
It's the druids have to take turns sleeping.
They do. They do.
But then every time a druid came in to relieve Malfurion, they were like, actually, I don't wanna. So Malfurion had to stay there longer.
It's fine. It's fine.
Pretty sure that's a lore explanation for why he's missing in most games or most of WoW.
Look, he's just tired. he just needs some sleep sometimes. It's fine.
Exactly, you know? You'd be tired too if you had to deal with Illidan.
Yeah. He just keeps telling you you're not prepared.
You had Illidan as your brother, yeah. We're gonna be loading in now to Amygdala, where we're here at the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left. We have a blue human player coming out from the land of China. He is a competitor in both Warcraft 3 and also in StarCraft 2. In that previous map, we got to see him flex his StarCraft 2 Protoss quite a bit. This time, he's opting for the humans. Once again, in Warcraft 3, we have, for Invictus Gaming, IG. It is MacSed.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player from land of China, rocking the SC2 Terran this time. It is Infi.
I actually have a fun fact that I'm pretty sure nobody in the Warcraft community believes
Okay.
at all. Allegedly,
Uh-huh.
Chris Metzen has said that his favorite character is Malfurion.
I don't think that's true.
And nobody believes that. Yeah, nobody believes that.
Uh-huh.
Because one, we don't have him on record saying that. I'm pretty sure it started as a rumor somebody started. But also, really? After all this stuff you put us through with Thrall, you expect us to believe Malfurion is his favorite?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that Thrall's his favorite before. Like, I don't know. That's his boy.
Well, he doesn't need to say it. The thing is, he doesn't need to say it. We can tell.
Yeah, it's his boy, mate. Let's go.
Yeah.
Really, what you're trying to say is that we just need to see more orcs, okay, in this mod. That's all we need. That's all we need.
We need more. We need more Thrall. We need Rhaegar.
Yeah.
We need. I mean, I guess anybody can build Rexar.
True.
So we need Rhaegar. We need what's the name of the blind guy?
Grom.
The blind orc.
Hellscream.
Not Grom. Although Grom did have his eyes going on, and we could use some Grom.
We
need him to free Draenor. No, not Gul'dan. Although Gul'dan, we could. It would be nice to see some Gul'dan in this mod, but you know who I'm talking about, the blind one.
Yeah. Are you talking about? No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Not Samuro. Samuro is the one in Heroes, but he's not blind.
He's the Blade Master.
I know he's the Blade Master. Yeah, we need the Blade Master, but the blind one. You know who I'm talking about.
I do not. Illidan's blind.
Illidan's blind, but he's a demon hunter.
Yeah, he is.
We need the blind Blade Master.
I don't know if you know who
By the way,
you're talking
Samuro,
about.
hate him. He's up there with Kael'thas in terms of characters I hate.
Exactly.
It's purely because of my experience in Heroes.
In Heroes, does he like mirror image? Does he like make like 4 of himself?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He makes like 2 of himself, and it's like you kill 2 of the mirrors, or you can kill the real one as well. But then he'll just transfer his consciousness to the mirror, to one of the last surviving mirror.
There you go.
Very defensive setup, by the way, that we have from it.
Oh yeah, we have our 1-1-1 setup here. As you mentioned, 2 tanks and a bunker on the high ground. A very solid setup here. Despite that, MacSed is going to test the waters, does push forward. He does have high ground vision, and he wants that for his tank. Oh,
These water elementals can survive so much damage. The first tank will fall, and it looks like the second tank is not too far behind. We have a second water elemental being thrown up. But the Archmage is starting to take a lot of damage. The SCVs are coming in clutch with the repair. The tank will live.
The tank barely does survive. Archmage going to be forced back, and with that, Infi does hold. Just barely.
Yeah, only losing 1 tank. Not too bad.
We're losing 1 tank. Behind this, we do see MacSed is expanding, taking that natural base. Gonna be falling back here. An interesting Infi gonna be going 1-1-1 into Banshee production, into Cloak Banshee.
Ah, you know what? No detection.
True. I mean, kind of.
Archmages, they're blind.
Huh? They have no eyes.
Jaina, blind. Khadgar, shit wizard. Shitty wizard.
There you go. Well, we do have Sentry Wards. If you look at the inventory here of the Archmage, so there is detection available, but limited to charge, so bear that in mind. Likewise, you can also purchase a scan from the laboratory as well, so there is potential scans available here for the human player, for MacSed, but yeah, outside of those 2, I don't think he actually has any actual, like, persistent detection, I should say.
I just realized, how do golems scan?
They've got a massive telescope. Look at that. It's huge.
Ah, true. Yeah.
They just
scan though, or
yeah. Well, they tell you what they see. Right?
Ah, okay, that counts. Yeah. Magi coming in, and it takes forever to kill these. These are unarmored peasants. They have more health than SCVs.
They do. Banshee gonna be popping up. Here comes the initial Sentry Ward, and the Banshee does have to get the hell out of here. Oh my god, does take so much damage!
Banshees have less health than peasants.
They do. Hey, peasants.
Banshees are 150. Peasants are 240.
They're peasants only in name, mate. They're cracked.
Yeah, they're eating good.
They are.
You know, they got grain. Some of the grain has plague in them, but yeah, they don't need to know that.
No, we haven't gone there yet. It's fine. It's fine.
Ah, okay.
Really, that's how you get the undead faction.
Yeah. You create them yourself.
Yeah.
I did. Ooh, Banshee will finally go down. This one dwarf, man, is cracked. He saw a shimmer in the map, but he just started shooting, and he hit. He hit his target.
His gun is almost as big as the Banshee itself.
It is.
Yo, we have a new hero.
And the rate of fire is like similar. Yeah, we have the fire elemental. We have Ragnaros.
Yeah. The Fire Lord is here, Ragnaros, if you will. He's got what? He's got Summon, Lava Spawn, and he has Incinerate as a toggle.
Would be cool if he was able to take over damage buildings.
Oh no, it's the Yoga's.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much. Yeah, back up a vengeance. But you know what? This time we have dwarves. Dwarves, they have a bit of a vendetta against the ogres, and yeah, we're making a lot shorter work of them this time now that we actually have our hero units in position.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yes, in the end, the Ogre Lord does fall. At the same time, another Banshee does rock up in the main base. Workers are under fire, but there is an arcane tower in the mineral line.
Yeah, so a little bit of detection to be had. Again, so much health.
Ooh, exactly, and the Banshee is going to be hunted down. The flying machine is a detector, by the way.
True. That's like, imagine if a science vessel could also shoot.
Yeah. It's because the dwarf in the flying machine has goggles. So you can see.
Infrared. Dwarves, man. They're pretty good inventors. Everybody gives credits to gnomes and to goblins. But dwarves. They're gnomes but cooler.
They really are. I don't think anyone would say that gnomes are cooler dwarves. Do you know the name of the gnome king?
Funniest
the
thing
gnome
in the
leader?
world. Yeah, he's the High Tinkerer.
Has he got a name?
Look, he does. It's like he's not Chromie. Chromie's the dragon gnome.
Yeah, he's not a name at all. It's a dragon.
He's the High Tinker. He's High Tinker Mecha Lord. That's his name.
Sure.
Or Mechazord.
I think that's like a Hearthstone card.
High Tinker Mechazord.
Okay. As Alas main army is going to be forced back. No major engagement yet here, but we are able to at least establish a third base. So our Terran player Infi is on a 3-base economy. He's going to buy our tank. And behind us, what do we see? Fusion core is on the way. Now, we didn't get, you missed it out last week, but we did see that here, at least against Warcraft 3, MacSed had a bit of a harder time against Mass BC. And I'm curious if we're headed in that direction as the fusion core is now done, and if we're working towards battle cruisers.
Maybe that's the actual play. Mass BC, Mass Carrier, Mass Root Lord.
Maybe.
But we'll see. Meanwhile, we have 4 very exposed tanks. Footmen are getting right on top of them. Man with gun clashing with tiny, short man with gun. And it looks like man with gun plus drugs is winning.
I mean, the tanks do go down, though, and likewise, we'll have some splash damage left over as well. Boys are being pulled as he's going to be going down. Unless the Bio Army should be able to force us back, but in comes the Paladin, in comes Uther, in comes any kind of splash damage. Not quite yet, but the Marines, they're going down. Oh my god.
Yeah, should being the operative word here, but Ifni, he knew that he didn't have to fall back. He knew that he was tanky. He knew that he could take these shots. The Paladin, man, really coming in clutch. That's kind of a very familiar situation, I feel. I feel like every Terran player has experienced this, where you have your bio on the wrong side of your tanks, they immediately attacks immediately go down, and yeah, you lost your backbone.
Exactly.
Flop forward.
The tanks were the first to fall. I don't know if you noticed as well, but I was trying to see like if Blizzard was going to be used. Like that's what I was waiting for. There was no Blizzard. What there was though is there's actually like a Mortar team. There's a couple of Mortar team members here in the main army, and they just annihilated the bio. It's crazy.
I didn't even notice them. They're like tanks, but man with tank.
Man with it's crazy. Man with tank. Oh my god. And the third base is going to be denied, and GG gets called. The main army did crumble, and MacSed he will take the series 2-0.
GG, well played. Beautifully done here from MacSed, showing off his Protoss, showing off his human, showing that, yeah, he can really take it to the best of them. I think it really reflects on his history as both a StarCraft 2 professional as well as a Warcraft 3 pro.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we saw this actually last week as well, where we had a Warcraft 3 player. We had Loliet, the Korean Warcraft player. Here this week we had Infi, the Chinese Warcraft 3 player. And it does feel like their weak points were whenever they were playing SC2. Unlike MacSed, who, as you mentioned, is kind of well versed in both kind of game modes. We saw both the other Warcraft 3 players kind of struggle, at least with the StarCraft 2 counterpart, I should say, which is necessary to like, be solid in this kind of game mode in Warcraft 3 Evolution.
This might be a bit of a cliche, but I have to wonder how Moon would fare. Just because he, didn't really have much of a history in Brood War, but he was, widely considered to be the best or one of the greatest of Warcraft 3. Played a little bit of StarCraft 2 back in Wings of Liberty, but actually managed to win a championship, if I remember correctly, and but then retired shortly after that. I feel like Moon would fare really well in this mod. Yeah,
it's definitely possible. I'm also curious as to what race he plays as well. Like in general, at least from what I've seen, maybe MacSed is kind of like clouding my judgment a little bit. But a little bit of Max Packs as well, where both Max Packs and MacSed were able to do quite well with their Protoss. Yeah. True. They were both able to do quite well with their Protoss, at least against Warcraft 3 races. We've seen Zerg struggle a lot. I think the problem with Zerg is there's so much splash damage. Like there's so much, whether it's Fan of Knives, whether it's the Thunderclaps, whether it's Blizzard, right? Like it does feel like Zerglings get punished quite hard, and that's kind of like the bread and butter, especially in the early game for Zerg.
Absolutely. Like I think Salsa kind of just showed off how you're supposed to play Zerg in this mod, especially against Warcraft, where you get as many bases as possible. Basically, you play how Zerg was envisioned when they were originally designed. You take as many bases as you can, and then you overwhelm your opponents with fast-moving, cheap units. Don't bother at all with Hive or Tier 3. Just build Roach. Roach, Ling, if you're playing Brute War, Hydra, but just, overwhelm your opponents until eventually they crack. But getting there is the difficult part. If your opponent is aggressive and really in your face, it's it can be very tough.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's also why we saw YoungYakov avoid Zerg. If you remember, he played Terran, at least in game 1, when he was rolling SE2. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next edition of this tournament. So far, this is semi-regular. I don't know when the third version of this is going to be, but I would love to cast this live next time as well. So far, we have been covering this via replays, we'll try to catch the next one live if we can.
Hopefully by then they'll patch orcs.
True,
so we some orcs.
We need. You even made your
get
background.
him up here in Ogrimmar.
Yeah, you made your custom background just for your boys, Pappy, and there was 0 orcs to be had. Smoge.
I'm shaking my head. I'll make fun of Chris Metzen all the time for loving Thrall, but I gotta say, I like the orc lore.
Yeah.
He did a good job with the orcs and the Draenei.
Yeah, they used to be red. I guess they used to be brown, actually.
Brown, yeah. Then they turned green.
Yeah, they did. So they drank the blood of a pit beast.
Yeah, Manoroth. The demon blood.
When
they did that, and then later down the line, Garrosh prevented them from drinking the blood.
I guess, sure. later, but also in the past. That kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk
Yeah.
about that expansion. We don't. Oh, hold on. Oh, John. We'll go to Singapore. Oh, hello. Ah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're back.
You disconnected when you were quoting Garrosh
Yeah.
in Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah. Grommash.
Yeah, him, yeah. The other one.
Draenor is free now.
Goddamn. But yeah.
Yeah, I see people in chat. Oh,
Go on.
as I say, I see people in chat like speculating who would do well here. People saying Grubby, and yeah, I think I do agree. Grubby, he's been playing a lot of hardcore WoW recently, so.
Mhm.
And before that, he was playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm. In fact, I actually used to put Grubby on because he was like the only person streaming Heroes at one point.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he might be a little out of practice, but I'm sure a lot of the old school players are also a little bit out of practice. I think Roddy might do pretty well in this mod.
Mhm.
The Muslim. A lot of potential here for a lot of these old school players who were competitive in both Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we saw Harstam last time. Harstam, I mean, he's also a Warcraft 3 player, and it was great to see him make his return as well. So I look forward to seeing them in the future. Again, shout out to SC Boy, as they've been hosting these events as kind of like an offshoot to their regular KungFu Cup series. And yeah, it does sound like that they're intentionally investing into like furthering the mod, I should say, and patching and improving it as well. So yeah, I do look forward to it for sure, 100%.
Yeah. We can get Thrall, maybe, in the next one.
Maybe. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, it's a fairly new game mode and definitely has some kinks to work out. Definitely has the meta to be worked out as well. I do think that a lot of players are still kind of like exploring the ins and outs. It does feel like for the most part, there does seem to be like a consensus on how to play human. We saw quite a lot of similarities between how a lot of players were kind of approaching that race, at least from what we saw. So it looks like they have figured that out at least. But the counterplay is still kind of a little bit more up in the air when it comes to Terran and Zerg, and yeah, hopefully they're able to work on that over time.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day where Protoss is the strongest SC faction or StarCraft race. But it is in this mod.
Yeah, the base game as well, mate. I mean, I just at least in Clem's eyes, I should say. I don't think you've had the luxury of casting.
In Clem's eyes and also Clem's hands.
True. True. I don't think you have the luxury of casting Clem yet as Protoss, but it's terrifying.
I haven't yet. I've casted Rainer's Protoss, and
true.
I think I've casted Dark's Protoss,
Mhm.
and also Hero Zerg,
Yeah.
but not Clem's Protoss yet.
Mhm.
Or Cyril's Terran. I hear Cyril's Terran is actually really cracked.
Oh,
Hasn't really shown it off too much in tournaments.
Has he reached Mad Lad levels yet?
Oh, I don't think he hangs around with Bjotr enough.
Okay, we need to make that happen. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Yakov, for joining me as well. I'll make sure that next time we get some orc involved for you next time.
Yeah. And now that I have you here, I'm springing something on you.
Oh no, not the replay.
It's very short.
Okay, do you want to cast it together?
I'll say this.
Is that what...
Yeah. Because I need to defend myself, I feel.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have the replay here. If you give me leader, I can put it on, but I'm also sending you the file so that you can read out what the title of it is called.
Okay. Alright, I got you. Hold on, just setting up
Oh, right, change the interface.
Yes. Don't forget to change the interface on your side as well.
Yep.
Alright, so the name of the replay is... Jesus. It's called Upside Down Smiley Face Emoticon.png. .sc2 replay.
Yes.
Okay.
And for context, This is a TVP, but they rolled random, so I didn't know what race they were until I scouted.
Oh, I know this person. Yeah, I think he's played in our tournaments before. Hold on.
I believe so. I believe he targeted me specifically for this.
Ah, okay.
I think he hangs around in our Discord too much and heard about my and has heard tales.
Ah, okay.
But that's all the teaser I'm gonna give here.
All right.
As I promoted you to lobby host.
All right, we're jumping in. We're jumping in, mate. We're jumping in. For those that are curious, we do actually allow for people to redeem their replays in the chat with 1,000 channel points. And we did have a random viewer redeem this replay, of course. And we're jumping into Neo Violet Square.
Yeah. Chewy, random player, going up against some nerd with one of the dumbest names I've ever seen in my life.
Milk and cookies.
Yaku's. How many S's? True.
How many? God damn it. Why does it change depending on if we're on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook or just pick a number?
Or YouTube or fucking, just pick a number of S's and stick to it. But here we are in Neo Violet Square. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have a red Taldarim Protoss player for Clan Dadash. It's Chewy.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Singaporean Terran player, the Blue Terran. He's one of our own.
You know of them?
Yeah. Actually, oh god, I don't have it. I believe he's god damn it. Hold on. Is it in Mario's Junction? It has to be, right?
It's in Mario's Junction, yes.
Okay, hold on.
I think it's pinned.
It's pinned?
It's pinned in Mario's Junction.
Okay, we have the Imitation Innovation, the Tasia from Asia, the Mel Torme of MMA. He's not as funny as Bunny, the Terran Igus, the one fine young Ryung, the Kelazur from Singapore, the TY Chicken Pie, the 4GG. He's more meme than dream, the slightly more crappy happy, the trash flash with no cash, the M to the K to the P. He's Marine King Pug, the captain of the rain pain train, the lean, mean, keen machine, the immature cure, the not as smart as heart, the young adult Polt. He's more of a beauty than Beastie Cutie, co-creator of the Daishibe, the Masa from NASA. We couldn't find a pun for Björn. La Clem de la Clem. The turmeric coffee? The turmeric coffee. The Willie Wardy. And we just know him as Yakuza. There we go. There were some of those I hadn't heard before.
I think he added more. Steel added more.
I hadn't heard the turmeric coffee before, but I like it. Oh my god! He's crazy! What is happening? Oh no! Yaku. Oh no! It's like it's 2017 all over again. it's like when you first joined the CranKy Ducklings.
It's actually worse than 2017 because in 2017 there weren't any shield batteries yet.
True. For those that are curious, Neo Violet Square is a very old map and it was active back in the day, back in 2017. In the meta, proxy void ray was very much so a thing, and it's not uncommon to go for a proxy in the pocket base. So Yaku, explain yourself.
Well, I cast it once. A PvT on this map. I don't remember who the players were. I think it was Spirit versus someone. And you said to me specifically, it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
The proxies aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
They can't hurt you, so I didn't scout.
They can't hurt you. They're hurting you.
I scouted my opponent.
Yeah.
I scouted my opponent.
I mean,
and I saw the pylon on the low ground, and I just kind of assumed that they were gonna expand.
I mean that's why it's there. To be fair, right? Like it's supposed to like fake you out a little bit. Thankfully, you do scout it. Turret's gonna be on the way already, but the void ray, the shield batteries are done. Marines are gonna be going down, and this is disgusting. This is actually disgusting. What's happening right now?
We got the shield battery as well.
Yeah. No. Are we gonna ban Chewy from the Discord server? That's oh no. Chi.
And that was that.
The intro was longer than the rest of the game. It really is 2017 again. It's oh no. Yakov. Oh no. Never again. I mean, even I believe
Never again.
Even in pro play, I think players they still like double check the main base. Sorry, the poker base. I mean, to make sure nothing crazy is going
every
on.
now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Feels bad, man. Proxy, Stargate, and Robo. He just doubled down. He has no shame.
Yeah. None.
No
You
shame.
had the Immortal for the bunkers, and you had the Void Rays.
For sure. Ah, Smurge. GG, Yakov. GG.
GG.
That was an upside down smiley face. Oh god. You know what you should do, Yakov? You should send this replay to Milk. Just don't say anything else. Just send it to Milk, mate, and you'll force him to re-download the game just so we can watch the replay.
Yeah, with the same title.
100%.
I should. Where's Milk in my DMs?
But with that, thank you for watching. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here again. Just nice, cheeky, redeemed replay here. And again, when it comes to the next KungFu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution, we'll try to cover it live the next time it is brought up. I do think that they do kind of like host it a little bit sporadically though, and I think they might be waiting for the patch to go live. Like I think they're like working on a patch on the game, then after it does go live, then they're going to be hosting an event. So it'll be quite some time before that does occur, but we'll be there. We'll be there for it.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the Evo Discord as they do provide updates over there.
They do. Oh, actually.
No?
Hold on, I got something for you.
Do you want me to give another replay?
No. I think you'd like it.
Because I gotta be honest, there are a couple of these that I don't that I named that I don't remember what happened in them.
It's fine. It's fine. We have to see it. It's fine. But I was actually just checking the Warcraft 3 Evolution Discord, and they have a nice little Photoshop.
It's Grom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's in Raynor. He's in Raynor's armor.
Beautiful. I think we understood, but thank you for
suit, yeah.
Thank you for clarifying, Yakov. Thank you. Oh no, you came first. As yeah, with that we're gonna be wrapping up. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Our next broadcast is going to be in 12 hours time. In 12 hours, we're gonna be back with our second Elima League broadcast. Again, Elima League, it is the finals, the winter finals. It is a 2-day event. This morning we did cover the first day. Tomorrow morning in 12 hours is going to be day number 2. So tune in to the rest of Elima League. Otherwise, we have MSO on Saturday. Yakov, are you free on Saturday? Are you going to be there for Master Swan Open?
Oh, I need the ladder.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh. Oh.
But yeah, we have MSO over the weekend.
I'm eligible technically.
There you go. I mean, you can
But
play.
I also have a ladder in like 2 weeks, so.
For sure. But yeah, that's usually covered by Kuro. Kuro is going to be casting that. Yakov might compete, might even cast a little bit. We'll see what happens over the weekend. But to look forward to it. For those that are curious, Masters One Open, that is a monthly Bronze to Masters tournament. 4.7K MMR is the limit for MSO, so you can compete, you can take part, and yeah, try to compete against other like-minded players and individuals.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be scheduled for last week, but I'm shaking my head again at Blizzard because there was a lobby bug that took place last week.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's why we ended up postponing it.
Yeah, I did have to postpone in the end, but you know, thankfully we're able to host it this week. Hopefully everything stays fixed and nothing breaks randomly over the next day. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up. Yakov, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
I just found a replay here that I titled "For Lights Suffering."
Oh no. Oh no.
It's a 25-minute long TVT. I actually don't know what went on in that game.
I can imagine what went on.
But I imagine some suffering.
I imagine not much happened actually. I mean, I imagine siege lines face off against each other, mate. I don't know. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.
Or a Warcraft streamer,
True.
potentially.
True. And thank you, Yakov. Thank you, Yakov, for joining me today.
Yeah, it was good. Could have been great if we saw some orcs, but it was good. It's pretty good.
Let's go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao. Ciao.
Bella. Zug zug. Dabu.
Dabu.